night, Game 1, the Hartford Whalers banged and bowled their way past the Bruins. Rob Brown slides home the game winner on the power play as the Whalers surprised the Bruins 5-2. Friday night, Game 2, the Bees get even. Craig Janney and Cam Neely turn it up and turn it on as the Bruins take a come-from-behind 4-3 win to even the series at 1. Tonight from the Hartford Civic Center, the Bruins and Whalers face off in game number 3 of the Adams Division semifinals. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Boston Bruins Playoff Hockey on TV 38. I'm Gene Levanchi. Just like last year, the Hartford Whalers came out in Game 1 and surprised the Bruins. And just like last year, the Bruins came back to win Game 2. And just like last year, head coach Mike Milbury knows winning Game 2 was ultra important.
Huge win, of course. You know, I mean, we would have been knee-deep in it had we lost this game tonight. And it's clear that it's still not going to be an easy road.
Indeed, the road gets more difficult as the series shifts to Hartford for tonight's game number 3. Now, the Bruins will be playing tonight without Bobby Carpenter. It's not Carpenter's knee that's bothering him. Rather, it's a bruised left wrist. Fred and Derek will have more on this in just a moment. Now, the Bruins are hoping that comparisons to last year's series end tonight. For 1 year ago, it was the Whalers winning game number 3 by the score of 5-3. Now, you heard Mike Milbury's comments on the importance of winning Game 2 Friday night. And coming up between periods tonight, Milbury will share his thoughts on the state of the Bruins and evaluate the performance of his team during the regular season. In addition, we'll update the scores and highlights of tonight's other Wales Conference playoff action, plus bring you up to date on what's been happening over in the Campbell Conference. And John Pearson joins us with his analysis of tonight's game as well. In a moment, we'll send it out to the Hartford Civic Center, where Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson are standing by for the call of tonight's game. Coming up, it's Game 3 of the Adams Division semifinals, the Boston Bruins versus the Hartford Whalers. TV 38 Sports presents Boston Bruins Hockey, brought to you in part by Baybank, introducing the card with new Express Check. Now you can shop by check without writing a check. By New England Telephone, we're the one for you, New England, New England Telephone. By Delta Airlines, we love to fly and it shows. By New Michelob Dry, one taste and you'll drink it dry. By your local New England Volkswagen dealer, well, you'll find Farfig Nougat. It's what makes a car a Volkswagen. And by the Harvard Community Health Plan, the plan for life.
And welcome back to the Hartford Civic Center. And to hear the cheers that the Bruins got coming out, there's got to be thousands of Bruins fans. I know a lot of them right in back of us, Derek.
Well, there's an awful lot of enthusiasm in this building. The cheer was extremely large for the Bruins, and the Whaler fans responded when the Hartford team came out. So now both of them are going to be involved in a shouting contest. So it'll be a loud and lively one tonight.
Mike Milbury will be interviewed later in the broadcast, but Mike was talking about Raymond Bourque. He said the Bruins will go as far as Raymond Bourque takes them.
Well, Raymond Bourque, it's a tremendous game. He led the attack, really, in Boston. He hit everyone. He moved well. But it was what he was doing best was hitting. He hit Cullen. He hit a lot of the Whalers and led the way. The Bruins played a very physical game. So did the Hartford team. So you've got another physical contest on the way tonight.
Great intensity by the Hartford team and very consistent throughout the two games.
Well, the attack level on both teams has been extremely well, orchestrated. Both coaches got their teams in order.
Right now, the anthem.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
What a climb. There we are. Terry Gregson, referee for tonight's game. Sweet Knox. Vlad Lazarowicz. Rob Schick's going to be standing by. It's going to be a very physical game. Right there in Andy Mogan goal. And he admittedly, 2 soft goals last game. Redeemed himself in the 3rd period with some tremendous goalkeeping. Peter Sidorkiewicz once again in the goal for Hartford Whalers. Didn't play well in the first game, I thought. Got away with it. Played extremely well in the second game and got beat. Goals against 3. 84% save percentage. Fred?
All set to go, and it's Dean Evison against Craig Janney, and Cote able to snap it in from the red line. Back for it, Raymond Bourque. Bourque holding, controlling. Off for Wesley in the center ice. It is checked, bounced away. Hartford trying to move. Wesley broke it up. Neely to Janney. Janney to Neely, right wing side. Booming shot, a save by Sidorkiewicz. Left pad save by Sidorkiewicz. And the Whalers break it out. At center ice, Cote at the Boston line broke it up. Bourque right back. And Lazaro trying to move on the left wing side. Clears it in.
Ray Bourque already involved in 2 big hits. Whalers look to be taking the body on Raymond as well.
And this one is broken up. At center ice, Boston trying to move. No skating room there. And the Whalers start in their zone. A hit by Burridge. He's out with Poulin and Christian.
Big thing is if you start hitting, or you shouldn't be hitting, you get somebody behind you, you're going to get burned. And that's the thing, is the body must be in the right position to hit it. There's a good spot.
Don Sweeney hit Krieger, and the fans, Hartford fans, yell for interference. Burridge back, drops it. Poulin, the shot off the glove of Sidorkiewicz and into the stands. That must have been the top edge of the glove as Poulin fired.
Good left-hand save there. Dave Poulin, top of the circle. It's a dangerous area. Most players in the league can beat you from there. Dave Poulin is one of them. Both teams, I think, a little tentative. I feel that they're not coming out with that hell-bent for leather attitude. Kind of both feeling each other out a little bit. It's a very important game.
And Bob Carpenter did not dress. Has a wrist injury, his left wrist, and not in action after performing brilliantly the other night in Game 2. Poulin has Christian and Burridge. Bourque has moved to left defense with Quintal at right defense. Cullen on the draw on a false start by Burridge. The fans really enthusiastic, and you have a couple of waves. Back for Bourque. The shot is blocked. And down on the ice goes Christian. He might have been Hunter.
I think it went off his leg and then popped up into the air. So Christian took the brunt of that shot. You know, a couple of words on that, the Bobby Carpenter secret or injury. The media relationships has always been very good in Boston. I hope that continues.
Cullen out there with Hunter and Verbeek on the wings. This would be the big line for Hartford. Mike Milbury has Bourque out there with Quintal. Quintal did not dress. They just used 5 defensemen. Here's Burridge trying to break away. He's pulled down. There is no call. And the Bruins fan yell about that one. Poulin breaking it up. Back for Bourque. Or you can hear him. Fans for both sides.
Seems strange behind this building, and then there's the groans for the non-call there.
Boston trying to keep it in now. Burridge battling on the boards, can't do it. Leaking out is Verbeek. Verbeek, a smashing hit on Ray Bourque, sent him down. Ray Bourque back up though, moving into center ice. Puck flipped in by Burridge, and Boston changes up.
Ray Bourque was the one that initiated the hit. What he did is just left a little bit early. Verbeek got him in the upper part of the body. The timing is so essential in hitting.
A steal by Holik may break in, and a big save by Andy Moog, top of the crease. Puck bounces around in front. Weimer knocks it away, but not out. Cunningworth in action with Brown out of action with a sore throat. He was hit by a puck. Nyland is at left wing. Takes a hit, goes down. Shaw hit him. Low out of the net, trying to clear it up the boards. Janney with it. Away to Nyland, left wing. Looking for, it goes to Janney. Janney collects it. He is bumped immediately and is belted out of nowhere by Cunneyworth. But shook it off. Neely forechecking. Some outstanding hitting. Here's Neely in deep. Trying to cut in front. No skating room for him. A steal by Janney. To Neely, he missed it. The follow-up by John Sweeney goes deep. Puts it across Sanderson, the good-looking rookie out of junior hockey for the Hartford Whalers. Moves it up. This is icing against Hartford. The bodies are falling all over the place, and you can't
Paul
keep up
Sear
with it.
getting a call. Now it's getting physical.
It is Boston nothing, Hartford nothing. Back in a moment on TV 38.
Here's Craig Janney stealing the puck. Has Neely in the slot. Just gets tipped. Just a little bit by Cunneyworth. Don Sweeney comes in, goes wide. But what a chance that was for Cam Neely. Good hustle by Cunneyworth to get a stick on it.
It is a power play.
Paul Sear ran Chris Nyland. High sticked him. Other line changes were being made.
And Rajicka out there in the power play with Janney and Neely.
Vladimir Rajicka brings an awful lot of offensive ability to move the puck. He thinks, he passes real well.
Overall, the Whalers have won most of the faceoffs, and they win that important one. Everson did, and clear it out. Bork has to start from his end. Everson and Dineen, the penalty killers. Bork gets it off on the left for Wesley. Wesley clears it in. Cote is back. Around the boards. Janney trying to contain it. Can't. Rolls to the Boston line. And Bork with it. First power play of the game for the Boston Bruins. Center ice. Trying to go it alone. Broken up. And Everson clears it out. Bruins without a shot on the power play. Sear in the penalty box. Ray Bork. Now to Janney. Over the line. Right wing side. Drops it for Bork. Bork over for Wesley. His shot deflected wide. Neely digs it out. And Bork is not over on the right side. And Krieger breaks it out for Hartford. Coming on Wesley. Wheels it all the way around. Keeps the puck. Still going. Finally ridden off, but Yake has it. Yake to Krieger. Back in looking for Yake. Short-handed. And the Bruins intercept, and Neely fell down after getting the puck. Richards gets it right back. Yake missed it. And Squeako starts back. For Ray Bork. Power play Boston, but it's been Hartford outplaying them. Here comes Verbeek. Partial breakaway. And fires and rolls with the big stop. So Hartford clearly outplaying the Bruins while short-handed.
What a great hustle. What a great shift there by Gary Galley.
Janney over the line. Crisscrossing, trying to move it in. Galley is broken up. And the Whalers break it out. Cullen, Verbeek, Cullen again. Offside at the Boston line. 14:22 left here in the first period. And the applause by the Hartford fans for the penalty killing of the Whalers.
A couple of times the Bruins carried the puck up the ice. They had their head down. This is very aggressive penalty killing by the Whalers. Here's Cullen. Watch Richards on the right of your screen right there. He just stepped offside. Right here. See, there's what I mean by the stand-up. Great stand-up check by Huda on Ray Bork. Raymond, head down. Looking to come into the middle, but Gary Galley, tremendous hustle coming back, and then it goes into the corner, and he runs his man. Pat Verbeek, good solid hit on him. Got the puck out, then it was Galley who carried it out. So an individual effort by Galley coming off the bench there.
And the penalty up in 1 second. The faceoff is outside the Boston blue line. Oh, the Whalers kill it off. As Shaw wraps it in.
That's got to make the Whalers feel pretty good, Fred, that they killed it that soundly.
That's what they did in game number 1 when Boston had a major penalty against the Whalers of 5 minutes early in the game and a 1-0 lead. The Whalers continue their hitting. Zalapski a hit. Hodge is broken up. Over the line for Beek. Beek. Cullen. Back for Hunter. Knocked outside the line. Bruins look a little uptight here. Not handling the puck smoothly and well. And the Whalers something to do about that with hard hitting.
Always has an effect. Always.
Icing against the Bruins. Boston nothing, Hartford nothing. Back in a moment.
The Hartford Whalers, you mentioned, Fred, were hitting very well. Little ice repair over along the boards. The only way you're going to combat good hitting is to move the puck quickly. Do not carry it. The longer you carry it, someone can line you up from 20, 30 feet away. Somebody gets to time you and really nail you. It's a crowd up, get your own team up. If you move the puck quickly, you start beating people who really have to commit themselves to hit firmly and solidly.
And the draw right back for Huda. The shot gloved away by Moog. Whalers winning those faceoffs. The little details. Marquardt can't handle a long pass up, and this will be icing again. Back for it, Huda. And you don't mind the icings, accidental or otherwise, but you've got to win, or at least destroys Hartford's draw. They win them cleanly, right back to the point man.
You know, Bobby Carpenter, his real accomplishment aside from his hitting and his checking and skating was that he won the faceoffs he was put into. And that's really what turned things around in that game, is that the Bruins had the puck more than did Hartford. In the first game, Hartford had the puck all the time because they were winning them like they had a string on it.
Mike Milbury takes Hodge out, puts in Bob Sweeney for the faceoffs. He did that in game number 1. And that destroys your line sequence. This is Sanderson, the rookie, and Bob Sweeney wins it. Cleared around, the boards are not out. Huda fires one, blocked. Sanderson, Polique, shot is wide. And Marquardt, playing right wing, starts it out. Drives it in. Lazaro hustles in. He has been a standout. Voted the number 3 star in the game the other night. Jeff Lazaro, the rookie, with his great skating ability. The puck is down to Kental. A heavy hit by Polique. He hammered Wesley down to the ice.
Wesley was just kind of screening him for Kental, interfering with him, really. They do all the time, but Polique, Wesley lost his footing.
Lazaro got a long shot in, but the Whalers work it out. Whalers playing and hitting much better. The puck in deep. Weimer, a quick clear out.
Oh, Jim Weimer got a swipe at Paul Cyr for Paul Cyr, give him a little cuff. Jimmy swung the stick at him. Off the both of them go.
Paul Cyr in the penalty box now twice, but this one will still be even strength for each team. Shots indicate 3 apiece, but the last one by Lazaro was from well out. And the shots don't indicate the tempo of the game, with the Whalers really up there hitting.
Right here, there's a cuff. There's a left hook, and there's a swipe right there. And that's kind of a short stroked it, but got caught nevertheless. League taking a very dim view of stick swinging.
And the Boston line is Poulin, Burridge, and Christian. Don Sweeney on defense with Ray Bourque. A lot of delays. It's as though somebody called a timeout. I got amazed at the officials. The referee is Rob Schick. Not making them move more quickly, but taking plenty of time.
Marquardt sitting on the bench, his back to the building, tying up his skates.
Bourque gets the draw in the center ice. Poulin can't hang on.
Got his rear end hanging over the board. I hope nobody runs into it.
Bourque just able to get it away to Christian. Christian, center line, clears in deep. Burridge hustles in. Poulin, a shot, blocked. And the Whalers, Yake breaks it out in the center ice. Right up the middle, allowed to go for McKenzie, blocked by Moog. And McKenzie finishes off and runs into Moog. The net dislodged, the face-off. It is Boston nothing, Hartford nothing. Back in a moment.
What you want to look at here, Jim McKenzie on the left wing. Bruins defense kind of wide. Right here, Bork has to come in. That's going to allow McKenzie. Just doesn't handle it cleanly. Gets his arms out of the way, but right there, nice move. Nice play by Yake. Bork gets kind of beat because he has to cover that so much more of the ice. A little bit wide. No winger coming back.
The Bruins should not be outplayed by these rookie lines. This is Yake, Holik, and McKenzie. And Boston needs to crank it up.
I was a rookie once, and I worked hard. They're working extremely hard, and rookies can play this game too. Fred, what you have to do is give them some confidence, and that's what I'm scared of. Is the Whalers are getting confidence every shift.
Here comes Christian. Stick handling by Yake. Goes in deep. Puts it in front. Intercepted by Shaw. Shaw wraps it around the boards. Bork breaks it up. Yake gets it. This clear could be icing. Don Sweeney back. Icing called. Holik is a rookie out of Czechoslovakia. Yake played with Springfield. McKenzie, too, called up during the season. As we look at Don Sweeney, the Bruins defenseman out of Harvard.
In a game like this, Don Sweeney, his best weapon really is his ability to skate with the puck. But that really gives the Whalers time to line people up. Don Sweeney and the rest of the Bruins move it quicker. Make those quick, short passes, make the puck do the work, and continue to skate hard, and then things will start to open up. You really stop hitting by moving the puck quickly.
And the Boston line is Janney, Nyland on the left, Neely on the right. Wesley and Galley, and the faceoff is to the left of Sidorkovich. We have 11:23 left in the first period. The Whalers with 4 shots, the Bruins with 3. Janney did well on the faceoffs in the game he returned the other night.
Yes, he did.
Not this time, won by Everson, who has been an outstanding faceoff man. Janine trying to move it. Puck into the Boston end. Moog clears it around. The Whalers dig for it in deep. Honeyworth back for Everson. Across now for a shot here and a save by Andy Moog.
Just good hard hustle by the Whalers. Kept it on the perimeter till they could work it down, looking for rebound.
That was Cote from the right point. He's on defense with Ladouceur.
I really think but Gary Galley really would have watched Deneen. Just take Wesley. Now that's interference, but that's allowed all the time now. And Nyland fortunately checks it away. Watch it here. He's going to come down to Moog, and then he's going to leave it there for Galley. Now he's got someone right on him. That's the problem. He gets hit. Can't get back to the puck.
Well, a very simple measurement. They're right on top of the Bruins. Not.
Andy Moog really, when you got a goalkeeper, when he knows you're losing faceoffs, they don't freeze it as often. They're not as confident in freezing it. And they're there. He would have saved Galley the trouble of being hit. Just could have froze it, held on to it, no play, and go back to the draw. But when you're losing them.
Cullen on the faceoff. And fouled up by Hodge. But the puck kept in on the right side, blocked by Wesley. Wesley around the boards, and the Bruins. Galley up for Bob Sweeney, can't hang on. Richards checked, Hodge with it. Bob Sweeney, a good hit on Richards, the best for the Bruins so far, as Hodge wrapped it in. And the Bruins need to perk up in that department. Janney out there. Here comes Richards.
Gary Galley's laid out a couple.
And over the line, a shot here by Hunter, blocked. And a breakout by Neely up the right wing side. Neely coming hard, drops it for Janney to get him involved. Janney back for a shot by Cote wide. Good chance there for Boston.
Penalty.
And a penalty coming up. An interference call might be on Hartford. It is no score. First period, it's on the Bruins at the Civic Center.
Oh, here's Collins going to get a call for interference. As soon as they move it along. Nice still picture. Anyway, Cullen for interference.
John Cullen, who's been a standout for the Hartford Whalers since being acquired from.
Here's a little wrinkle. We got Vladimir Ruzicka at center ice. There's the shot going to the net. There's Cullen. Really put there, but he never stopped. He just pounded Andy Moog.
The Boston Bruins have their second power play of the game. The shots are 5 Hartford, 4 Boston, and we have 10:15 left in the first period. Rajicka out there with Janney and Neely, and again Hartford wins the faceoff.
Rajicka, that puck, he actually had it on the second swipe and missed it. The Bruins have got to bear down on those.
Wesley from center ice wraps it in. The Bruins have not really tested Sidorkovic. Janney has it, puts it right off the side of the net. It's tied up now by Sidorkovic. And the faceoff call to the left of the Hartford goaltender with 9:48 left here in period number 1.
Greg Janney had the thought. He tried to find either Rajicka or Neely in front of the net. 3 Whalers just collapsed down in front. Didn't have much room to. Any late option, he decided to try to stuff it. Could have fooled Sidorkiewicz, but it didn't.
And Mike Milbury trying all sorts of players on the faceoffs. Now he has Hodge out there against Evison. Janney and Neely.
See, Hodge's stick is a little bit too far away. Do anything. He's playing the puck. Try to just shut it down.
Neely went barreling in near the net. Check. Net dislodged. Down went Ladouceur.
Well,
At Hartford won that faceoff, and a new draw called in the Hartford zone.
take a look at Cam Neely right there breaking through. There's a slash. Neely just hits his man.
And a new faceoff called now.
Janney in the draw.
Janney will try it.
I know what this is like when things aren't going well. Just you can't find the hot hand.
He wins it. Did it the other night for Bork. Bork is jammed up immediately. Back at the line, though, kept in by Janney. Bork trying to move it up. It's checked, and the Whalers able to clear it out.
Hit the linesman. Lazarowicz never got out of the way.
So that was a break for the Hartford Whalers as the Bruins started control right off the draw. Wesley. Way on the left for Raymond Bork. He is hit by Cote. In deep, Neely with it. Right back, Wesley fails to contain it. He's in his skates, he tried to block it, failed to do so. The second power play of the game, it's for the Boston Bruins, and they did nothing on the first one.
Whalers are breaking off their wings, which is very dangerous to do and get away with.
Bork from Hodge, back at the line. Bork tees it up, scores! A deflected shot in front. The Bruins on a power play, and Hodge may have it.
Oh no, Neely was in front. I don't know, I think this went off a Whaler. Here it is, there's where the guy come off the wing that leaves Cote up along the blue line. That gives Bork too much room. They had 2 Whalers on the right side of the building.
Neely, maybe.
Oh, maybe Cam might get it. Let's take a look here. Oh, that's Raymond, I believe.
Hodge got it back to Bork, and Neely screening in front.
You call it at home. Right here, Bork just gets to shoot it. The Dirkwitz maybe didn't see it. Ray Bork gets it.
So the Bruins are 1 for 2 in the power play. Raymond Bork the score. 1-0 lead for Boston with about 9 minutes left in period number 1. Galley now. Intercepted. Halik right back. Holds. Plays it in deep for Sanderson. Around for Cunneyworth. He is knocked down by Galley. Burridge fights Halik for it over on the boards. And out of it comes a pass for Halik. He's in close. Big save by Andy Moog. Bruins break it out. Christian with Burridge. The shot high and wide on Sidorkiewicz, wide of him. Bruins battle, keep it in. It deflects near Sidorkiewicz, goes in the corner. It's Burridge trying to move in on Richards. Can't do it. Goes to the corner. Both men battling. Christian trying to dig it free. 1-0 for the Bruins. The goal by Captain Raymond Bork. Hodge assisting. Whalers to center ice. Sanderson is checked on the play. Burridge rolls it up. Oh, what a hit there on Cunningworth. He hit Poulin. That under other circumstances would clearly be called
Interference.
interference.
They seem to be letting an awful lot of the rough stuff go.
Here comes Zalapski.
Offside.
Well, he's hardly going to call 3 in a row on
Marquardt's going.
And now a penalty on Nevin Marquardt.
That was a late call.
It is Boston 1, Hartford nothing. First period at the Civic Center.
I'll Nevin Marquardt for holding. Kind of a little, he and Pat Verbeek were tied up along the boards at center ice. Well, the Whalers with a man advantage this series, 3 for 9, which is a very potent power play at 33, obviously 33 and a 3%, best in the NHL so far in the playoffs. And they've got 5 pretty good hockey players they can put on it too. Shaw is not a household name because he's just come into his own recently, really.
Poulin wins the draw, and Bork skates it out, clears it. Zalapski and Shaw play the points.
And that's 2 pretty good point men with Verbeek and Cullen.
In the center ice, a pass off for Verbeek, and the play is offside. Cullen made it from the left wing side, and he dropped it back more than he wanted to. He didn't lead Verbeek.
What he did is he got it up in the air. Once it gets up in the air, there's an awful lot of distance that you could skate with it before it gets settled down. Just a little delay pass, but he's unfortunate, too late.
The Boston goal by Bork from Hodge at 11:01, a power play goal. And the Whalers are on their first power play. Bob Sweeney out now for the draw with Cullen.
Hunter's seen an awful lot of ice time here. Playing good, strong, tough game for the Whalers.
Bob Sweeney wins it. That's 2 short-handed face-offs won by the Bruins. Zalapski starting the play. The Bruins trying to get right on him. Lazaro is right on top of Cullen. But now the Zalapski, good rushing defense.
Interference.
Bob Sweeney
good
take
play.
it down.
Bob Sweeney just popped out of left field by Verbeek. Nice call. Terry Gregson was not going to let that go.
Rob Schick. And the face-off is at center ice. Each team short a man. Terry Gregson, I'm sorry.
Stand by is Rob Schick. You're right here. Watch Sweeney curling to take his man. Woof. Not allowed.
Well,
Grossly illegal.
You could call interference about every 30 seconds.
And
in a game
football,
like this.
you could call holding on every play, and there has to be some kind of discretion. Interference could be called almost every play, every rush in hockey. So many times you'll see a forward being impeded in his progress. He's held up, clutched, and grabbed. It's just part of the structure of the game. I think there's too much of it. When you hold up those forecheckers, I think you take out a lot of excitement in the game. Forces the defense to move it a lot quicker than they want to.
Just a 33-second power play, and that penalty nullifies it. A lot of open ice now. Zalapski checked by Ray Bork. Starts the play again, and this is Krieger. Yates offside. Down goes Yates. And Bork might have got a piece of him. It's the Boston Bruins 1991 playoff T-shirts and sweatshirts. Order your 100% cotton T-shirts for only $14.95. 9-ounce heavyweight sweatshirt for just $24.95. Neely, Bork, Moga, Janney designs are available by calling 1-800-5-BRUINS. All orders shipped within 5 business days. I have to get Cam Neely's signature. A fan gave me the jersey. I've got to get the signature after the game. And really quite nice, those.
Oh, they are.
Bruins check the play, leading 1-0. Yake. Lead in for Krieger, and he was just too fast. He's over the line. Krieger and Lazaro, I'd like to see them
In a foot race?
Yeah, in a pond outside.
Put him on the St. Lawrence River and just let him go.
Let him go. Let's see. They both have tremendous speed.
Put him on the Merrimack River and see who wins it.
Face off at center ice. 6 shots Hartford, 5 Boston, 1-0 the Bruins.
Rick Lee's doing a pretty nice job there behind the bench, the Hartford Whalers. Got this club hitting on all 8 cylinders.
Don Sweeney out there. Bruins clear it away, but now Zalapsky starting the play.
He's a big guy. You don't want Zalapsky to get started. You don't want to give him any room to move.
Here is Halit. He's thrown his weight around. He's big, rangy rookie out of Czechoslovakia. Loses to Galley, and Squeako just avoided a hit. Bob Sweeney can't contain it. Zalapsky gets it back. And up for Shaw. Shaw over the line. Rolls it in deep. Sanderson uses the body. Can't get the puck. The Bruins lose it. Galley lost it. Sanderson picks it up now. Bounces away right to Galley. To Don Sweeney. Halit knocks down Galley after he touched the puck. Halit's thrown his weight around.
Halit's tough kid. Hits big, strong out of Czechoslovakia.
Bruins will go on a brief power play at center ice. Marquardt out of the box trying to check the play. It goes into the Boston end. Boston on a power play. They have a power play goal to lead 1-0. Wesley fires in. Going for it, Neely. Around the board, stopped by Cote. Able to bounce it out. 10 seconds left on the power play. 5:10 left in the period. Neely winding up with Janney. Over the line, gains the line. So many times they back off on him when he gets that head of steam. Whalers clear it out. Back at full strength, the Whalers had Raymond Bourque with 4:50 left in the first period, a 1-0 Boston lead. Moves it to center ice for Nyland on the left wing side.
You know, Randy Ladouceur is the one that takes Neely a lot of the time. Really, his offensive game is going unnoticed with a goal and 3 assists, leading both teams in points. But he really watches Neely. I think pretty well he's out there very much most of the time that Neely's out.
Well, the story on him is he has 4 points, and that's what he did all season, just 4. Janney from Neely. Drop pass here. Bruins get it to Galley. Shot. Saved by Sidorkovich. Not good wood in. Knocked down is Chris Nyland by Kevin Dineen. It is 1-0. The Bruins over the Whalers at the Hartford Civic Center.
Well, we're going to get a kind of a clinic on drop passing. When you drop it, make sure you gain the blue line. There's 1, there's 2. Don Sweeney coming across. It's not really a drop pass, more lateral leave. But an inconsequential wrist shot at that point. No one went to the net. Gary Galley kind of off balance, was expecting somebody to go to the front of the net.
Poulin on the faceoff. He has Christian and Burridge on the wings. Galley, Don Sweeney. Puck rolls in on Sidorkovich on the draw. Whalers started back with a Hunter clearing in. Down goes Burridge. Bruins control. Poulin gets it away into center ice. Intercepted on the play. Whalers. Poulin broke up Cullen. And the Bruins back. Poulin over the line for Burridge. Burridge. A shot wide. And a face-off call to the right of Sidorkovich. 3:48 left in period number 1. The Bruins in front, 1-0. Raymond Bourque the score on a power play, and the shots are even at 6 apiece.
Good defensive work by the Hartford Whalers, forcing the Bruins to off balance, outside, wrist shots. Nobody getting any good wood on anything.
Things have changed since the Bruins goal, though. Hartford, not quite the intensity, and the tempo is the Bruins tempo equal. I mean,
well, what you want to really, you come in here and you really got caution to the wind until the first goal is scored. That sends a different thought pattern through the brain of the players. So, okay, we're down 1. Don't want to be down 2. Not against the Boston Bruins. The Hartford Whalers have had a problem this year scoring goals, not keeping them out of their own building.
Bruins keep it in. Wrist shot by Christian. Goes wide, deflected. pass in front. Christian cutting for the net, couldn't get it. Goes to center ice, Bork with it. Now for Christian. Christian trying to set a play with Poulin. Broken up. Burridge hustles, pokes it ahead. Burridge checked by Richards, fights to keep it in. Burridge goes down, Christian keeps it in. He is checked in the play by McKenzie. And the Whalers break it out. Huda to center ice. Looked offside and was. Huda very tentative on that rush. It is Boston 1, Hartford nothing in the first period. I'd say the best player for Hartford's been Polique, that big right winger. He's out there now.
Does some damage. Could shoot the puck, too. I want to give him the opportunity to be shooting uncovered.
He is a rookie out of Czechoslovakia. Wesley, a long shot, knocked aside by Sidorkovic. Cote on it. Sets the play to center ice, left wing to Cunneyworth. Didn't play in the last game. His shot deflected into the stands by Kental, who did not play in the last game. Important timeout in the ice. Back to the studio, Gene Labanchi. A preview of our first intermission.
All right, Fred, thank you very much. The Montreal Canadiens are the NHL's only team to win the first 2 games of their playoff series. And coming up between the first and second periods, we'll see how Montreal is faring in its series with the Sabres, which has moved to Buffalo. Also, we'll bring you up to date on all of tonight's NHL playoff action. Plus, John Pearson will have some points of interest from the first 20 minutes. This and more coming up. But for now, let's send it back out to Fred and Derek in Hartford.
Ladouceur gets it, rolls it in, deflected wide off Sanderson. Cunneyworth cutting for the net. Cote able to keep it in. Back for it. Kental around the boards for Neely. Neely can't set up Hodge. Right back, Sanderson. Checked on the play, over the line, fights for it. Wesley trying to move it out. Hodge does into center ice. Bounces across. Wrapped in by Sanderson. Polique going with Wesley. And Wesley comes out with the puck. Kental runs into Polique and knocked him down. And the Bruins break it out. Up for Neely from Hodge. Neely bumped on the boards, knocked down, and broken up. Cunneyworth trying to come out, stop. Neely back up, trying to move it in by Zalapsky. Goes to Skriko, and he is ruled offside on the play. Exactly 2 minutes left in the first period. And the shots are 7 Boston, 6 for Hartford. And I would say Hartford's had 1 shot in about the last 10 minutes.
Well, you had the rap on Zarley Zalapsky was that he is soft, a soft defenseman who's a great skater, puck handler, and offensive skills. Great example there. He just hit Neely twice, 2 dandies. Good stand-up body checks. The other night in Boston, same thing. Zarley Zalapsky rapidly developing himself as a leader here in Hartford, along with Kevin Dineen.
Mike Milbury able to put a checking line out against the John Cullen line. Cullen, Hunter, Verbeek, Don Sweeney with it. Wraps it in. Marquardt and Lazaro on the wings. Zalapsky starting the play for the Whalers with their big line out there. It's up the center for Verbeek. Checked. Now he's able to wrap it in. Moog hurries it along. Lazaro able to clear it out. And there was Hunter hitting Moog after he made that pass. Marquardt barrels right in down there. But icing called against the Bruins. And Marquardt never stopped. Went right to the backboards. And Shaw.
That was you hit Moog, I can run him. So there we go. Never Marquardt.
Bruins have had 2 power plays. They've scored the lone goal of the game on 1.
Unfortunately, Marquardt's going to get a penalty for it.
A board check as he moved right in, and with 1:34 left in the first period, icing against Boston, so the face-off in the Boston end. Ray Bourque protesting against Gregson.
Marquardt had nowhere else to go. Don't think he tried to run him at all.
Remind you the spring.
Well, that's the one where the player with the puck or near the puck has his back.
When he cut through Sidorkowicz in the net, where else was he going to go? He had to keep his own footing. Unfortunate, but when you hit him from behind, like you say, Fred, that's mandatory call.
And the face-off in the Boston end. They have Cullen, Hunter, Verbeek out there. Zalapsky and Shaw. Bob Sweeney on the draw. It's one back for Shaw. Along the line, broken up by Bob Sweeney and cleared away by Dave Poulin. Now Lazaro out there with Poulin.
No idea what Shaw was thinking about handling that puck there on the blue line. Expected Sweeney to fall off him. He never did.
Verbeek over the line. Cullen. They get it back to Zalapsky. Pass into the corner for Cullen. Verbeek trying to put it in front. Block. Zalapsky with it. For Shaw. Deflected wide of Andy Moog. Bounces in front. Loose. Fought for. Verbeek. They get a handle to it. And moving right in for a great bid there was Cullen. It's blocked. Kept in by Zalapsky. A shot. Short side save by Andy Moog. And Boston clears.
There's a flurry. Vintage Andy Moog.
38 seconds left in the period. Boston shorthanded. Second power play for the Whalers. Good-looking one. They get it over the line. Dineen is checked on the play. Puck is back to Zalapsky. On the line, able to keep it in with Verbeek. Into Cullen. Dineen is out there. Back for Verbeek. He missed it. And Bob Sweeney able to clear it. And those cheers are Bruins fans.
It's got to be a little disheartening in your own building. Just as many Bruins fans here as Whalers.
8 seconds left in the period. Less than that now. As Cullen gets it over the line, then loses. Bob Sweeney takes his time, clears it around. And those cheers are Bruins fans. The score at the end of one period, Boston 1, Hartford nothing. Now Gene Levanchi for tonight's first intermission.
Okay, Fred, thank you very much. Just ahead, scores and highlights from tonight's other playoff action. John Pearson breaks down the first period of play, and Dana Hersey with a special Movie Loft preview. It's all ahead as Bruins Hockey on TV 38 continues in just a moment. Ray Bourque's power play goal at 11:07 of the first period. The only goal of the contest so far, the Bruins leading the Hartford Whalers 1-0 after the first period of play. Now, in the other Adams Division semifinal, the Montreal Canadiens are looking to take a commanding 3-0 lead over the Buffalo Sabres as that series shifts to the odd. We pick it up in the first period with the Sabres leading 1-0. The Canadiens tie it. Shane Corson in the slot redirects it behind Clint Malarchuk, and it's a 1-1 hockey game. The Sabres retake the lead a little later. Watch the pretty passing. Christian Ruutu with the fake. The pass, he gets it back and puts it home. 2-1 Buffalo. However, the Habs come back to tie it again. Brent Gilchrist comes streaking down the left side. The nifty shift to the backhand. It's a 2-2 hockey game. Montreal later moves in front. Red-hot Russ Courtnall with the snapshot. Habs lead it 3-2 after the first period of play. Dennis Savard with 3 assists in that contest so far tonight. Over in the Patrick Division, the New York Rangers leading Washington 2-0 after the first period of play. Chris King and Mike Gartner the goal scorers in that one. And Pittsburgh and New Jersey all even at 1 in the first period of play. Mark Recchi the goal scorer for Pittsburgh, while Brendan Shanahan has countered for the New Jersey Devils. Meantime, over in the Campbell Conference, the home teams rebounded from a dismal opening night. Every series in the conference is now even at a game apiece. In the Battle of Alberta, Mike Vernon's 35-save performance last night helped the Flames even their series with the Oilers. Packed house as usual at the Calgary Saddledome. The Flames rewarding the faithful right away. Gary Suter steals the puck and lets it go from 20 feet away, beating Grant Fuhrer. It's a 1-0 Calgary lead after 1. In the second, the Flames double the lead. Theo Fleury shoots. And Doug Gilmour's the man on the spot in front as he bangs home the rebound. 2-0 Flames. Later in the second, the Oilers get one back. Mike Vernon makes the stop on Adam Graves' shot, but the rebound deflects off a Flames defenseman, cutting the Calgary lead to 2-1. However, just 48 seconds later, the Flames ice it. Paul Ranheim, the wicked wrist shot from the left side, and the Flames take a 3-1 lead as the series shifts to Edmonton on Monday night. Gilmour also, or rather Ranheim, had an assist to go along with that goal. Los Angeles 3-2 winners over Vancouver last night in overtime. Wayne Gretzky scored the game winner at 11:08 of the extra session. It was Gretzky's 91st playoff goal, leaving him one shy of the NHL record held by former teammate Yari Curry. Chicago evens its series with Minnesota with a 5-2 win last night. Steve Larmer had a pair of goals. Marshfield's Jeremy Roenick had a goal and 3 assists. And the Blues with 4 unanswered goals in the third period, including Brett Hull's game winner with 8 minutes left to play. Good enough for a 4-2 win over the Detroit Red Wings. That series also all even at 1 and it will now shift to Detroit for the Joe Louis Arena on Monday night. When we come back, Dana Hersey tells us what we can look forward to on the movie loft in the weeks ahead. And as we head to a break, Bruins goalie Andy Moog talks about his Game 2 swipe at the Whalers' Pat Verbeek. Moog saying he was fed up with being run at. He was hoping to send a message.
I just wanted to say enough's enough, you know. Keep coming. I'm not gonna hurt him, you know. It's like hitting somebody with a purse, but at least I'm telling him that I'm not gonna let it happen anymore.
Bobby shot. I've made a lot of moves in my day. But the best move I ever made was to the Bay Bank card. Now with Express Check. It's the bank card that works like a check. Shouldn't you make your move to Bay Bank?
Ray Bourque's power play goal has the Bruins in front 1-0 after the first period of play from the Hartford Civics.
Growing up, I didn't have a lot of things, but I always felt that my family worked for everything they had, and I think that carried over with me. I wouldn't say I'm physically gifted. I can't run or jump. Practice, practice, practice. Every time I go to the free throw line, I think all net. So no matter how hard you work or how hard you try, there's always somebody out there a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. I don't know why God chose me to play professional basketball, but thank God he did.
John Pearson in with us once again, and John will be sharing some playoff pointers for us now from the first period of play. And John, it looked like Hartford came out of the gates pretty quick, but once their initial excitement subsided, the Bruins kind of slowly gained control of things.
Yeah, I thought, Gene, just about what you just said. Early part of the game seemed to Hartford had control of it, but as the period waned on, the Bruins seemed to dictate the tempo, and I thought that was very good from their point of view. And to come out of that first period 1-0 was a real plus for the Bruins. Now they just have to crank it up a little bit. But one of the keys to this whole series, Gene, has been forechecking. And the Whalers in Game 1 were just immense in that area. I'm going to show you just a little bit how the Hartford Whalers play in that system as we roll this through. Bourque behind the net. That's Everson going in to try to check him. Now we're going to hold it right about here. You've got Dineen right here. Now he's going to replace Evanson over here as the sort of forechecker leading the charge. And Everson's going to come back here and maybe do some back checking. Should Dineen be successful over here, Everson will swing around and come in front of the net for a forward offensive play, while you've got Sear, number 18, over here. He's the other forward going in this direction as a potential back checker. So at least there will be two defensemen and one forward coming back. And as we roll this through, they were not able to use the body on this play because the Bruins moved it very quickly. But here's the key man to this play. It's Paul Sear, the one man coming back to help out the defense as a back checker. Now we're going to relate to this. I want you to keep this in mind as we roll into the next segment. Right here in the first period, early part of the period, Hartford had a great scoring opportunity. And one of the problems here in looking at the forechecking, you had three Bruins all trapped. This is a no-no because somebody needs to come back in this fashion to help out the defense. Now, Don Sweeney, rather, is that left defenseman as the Whalers move through center ice, and they've got almost a 4-on-2. And here they come. Krieger's carrying the puck. Ray Bourque is backing up. You've got Sweeney. They have to give away the blue line. They can't stay out there. They got to come back in this fashion because you've got three Whalers across the way here. Now watch this as we roll this through. The nice little soft pass between the legs of Ray Bourque, picked up by the Whaler left winger. But we want to show you right here. Andy Moog, who did not by his own admission play that well in Game 2 and maybe again in Game 1, has his great concentration in the first period. He's concentrating on the puck. He's not watching anything in this little area here. And as this puck rolls off the stick of the Hartford left winger, Moog is right there to kick it aside. Could have missed that one very easily. Andy Moog looks fairly sharp in goal for the Bruins. Now the only goal of the first period did take a weird hop right here. Now Bourque lets the good slap shot go. Watch Dineen's stick. Right there, it touches the tip of his stick right here. Instead of the low trajectory, it went up about 3 feet. Sidorkowicz went down, the puck went up into that far corner top side, and the Bruins will take it as we roll this through. And Gene, a nice goal to get first period, 1-0. The Bruins now need to get that good forechecking going. We saw little evidence of it latter stages of that period, which looked good for Bruins.
What is the deal, John, with the playoffs? We've seen not only with the Bruins series here with Hartford, but Los Angeles with Vancouver, Chicago with Minnesota, and we've seen it in years past, too. What is it with teams who are definitely, no question, better than who they're playing in the first round, yet they struggle and have problems, and in some cases, as we've seen in years past, been upset in the first round? What is it about getting going into the playoffs where teams have so much difficulty?
Well, I think two things, Gene, really happen. It's like everybody talks about a new season, and the team that's the good team, the Los Angeles Kings, St. Louis Blues, Chicago Blackhawks, Calgary Flames, they're the ones that aren't sure just how their game is going to get together. Are they going to continue through like they did all season long? Strange things in your mind, because now it's the Stanley Cup playoffs. The underdog has nothing to lose. Right. They were expected to lose that first game. They go in there freewheeling. They find something they didn't have all season long, and generally speaking, it's hard work. And they just outwork the other guy. That's what happened to the Whalers and the Bruins. Right. The Whalers just outworked them in that first 10 minutes, and they got the 5-minute power play and couldn't score. The momentum went from the Bruins to the Hartford Whalers. And that's exactly, I think, it's sort of a mental game out there to start with, and it has to do with the combination of hard work.
Well, a lot of people were talking and were asking me about, well, what's the problem with the Bruins in this series? We're going to see a repeat of what we saw last year. I tend to disagree with that, and I want to get your opinion on that because of one factor that the Bruins have this year that they didn't last, and that's a healthy Ray Bourque.
Well, there's no question the thing revolves around Ray Bourque, and you don't want to put too much pressure on the guy, but he's the best defenseman in the league, and if he plays well and Andy Moog plays well, I'd take that for the starters. But Ray Bourque is a very strong key, and you're right, he was not in those games against the Hartford Whalers, and when he did come back, the Bruins were able to turn it around. Mm-hmm. But I give the Bruins a lot of credit in Game 2, Gene, because the momentum at end of Game 1 was all in favor of the Hartford Whalers, and the Whalers had it going for them. The Bruins struggled in that first period, but you could see the game turning around, and the Bruins were saying, hey, we're a better team than they are. All we need to do is work. Now, that first period was a strong period for the Bruins because the Whalers were expected to play a little bit better. Now, we'll see what happens now. If the Bruins could crank it up a little, could be a 2 points.
All right. Well, John, thank you for your thoughts. We look forward to your comments coming up in our second intermission. And it could be a tactic by Coach Rick Lee. We're not sure, but the Zamboni has broken down at the Hartford Civic Center, so we've got a little extra time here. And with that, we'd like to take you back to the Auden Buffalo, where the Sabres and Montreal Canadiens are battling in Game 3 of the Adams Division semifinal. We pick it up in the second period. Benoit Hogue beating Patrick Roy through the 5-hole. That ties the game up at 3 as Buffalo headed into this second period trailing 3-2, and they got the equalizer on what appears to be a pretty soft goal, at least judging by the reaction of Patrick Roy. He felt he should have had it. And we take another look at it. Dale Howardchuk setting it up with a beautiful cross-ice pass, and here comes Hogue with the shot, and it gets through the wickets and in, and it's a 3-3 hockey game at the Auden Buffalo. Again, the Sabres battling for their playoff lives, a game they really need tonight as they head into this series down 3 games, or they could be down 3 games to none, but they head in tonight's game down 2 games to none, and if they lose tonight, they are in serious trouble. Again, 3-3 Montreal and Buffalo in the second period of play from the Aud. We have to take a timeout. We'll return with more on Boston Bruins hockey after these messages. At a power play goal in the first period of play, the Boston Bruins leading 1-0 after the first from the Hartford Civic Center. The Zamboni's having a little trouble tonight. It has broken down and it is causing a delay, so with the extra time, we'd like to show you a feature we ran earlier this year on one of the Bruins' new faces, a man who grew up in the area, West Roxbury to be exact, played his college hockey at Northeastern, and was a man Bruins fans used to love to hate. Please take a second look at the feature of Boston Bruins, Chris Nyland. His game requires that he plays frantically and on the edge, but the only edge he's on now is at the end of a cliff near his home north of Boston, where he can enjoy the solitude with his son Christopher and his daughter Colleen. Here, the rough and tough guy is neither.
Chris and Colleen and I usually go for a walk somewhere in the hunt out here by the water, and it's nice, it's relaxing, it gives me a chance to spend some time with them, and where we travel a lot. But as far as the rough, tough image, I guess I'm not too rough and tough with you guys, am I? Am I rough and tough with you? No. I'm a kitty cat, huh?
You used to have other names for Chris Nyland, and Kitty Cat wasn't one of them. With his appearance, your body would shake. The garden would quake. He had no honor. He had no scruples. You had no respect. He was a bully. No matter that the theory went that he was a typical Bruin, who just so happened to be wearing a Montreal uniform.
Well, it was difficult coming in with Montreal. I think the worst part is when the fans would say Nyland, blanks, bleeps. But I think it was just difficult. It wasn't difficult for me to handle. It was difficult for me to handle from the aspect that my parents had to hear it. That's what I didn't like about it. But, you know, I understand the fans, too, and that's the way the fans are, and I realize that. I mean, I gave them reason to be mad at Chris Nyland, but it just seemed like because of me, it was taken out of my family, the family name, and that kind of hurt a bit, but for my mom and dad and my brothers and sisters, my brother and my sisters, but as far as I was concerned, it didn't really bother me. I would thrive on it.
Even for the 3 or 4 times he came to town as a New York Ranger, with every step he took, with every move he made, you couldn't take your eyes off of him. He drove you crazy. You couldn't trust him. One way or another, he would just kill you and your team. He got you more than mad and angry. Chris Nyland made you sick to your stomach. But all that belly aching ended at the start of this hockey season. Just the man in a black and gold uniform, and man, it's about time our good buddy pal Knuckles Nyland played for us. And hey, is that a halo over his head or what? That's what you yelled loud and clear at his opening night reception for redemption.
I know the people in this town like that style of hockey. They like a physical player. They love Cam Neely. I mean, I'm not a 50-goal scorer, but I play physical. Cam plays physical. He hits, he can fight, he's tough. And people in this town, they like that. They like the physical part of the game. And I think the fans have as much to do with turning around as I do as a player.
He's provided the bash brother that you've expected, and he spent his share of time in the sin bin for it. But those who know him best say that he can do more than get physical.
How about you, buddy? What do you like to see when Daddy plays hockey?
When you score a goal and when you don't get in the penalty box.
Yes, you've been surprised to realize that he's a better hockey player than you thought. From time to time, he's capable of a major league all-star goal.
Nyland trying to cut in, shot, score! Chris Nyland looking like Rocket Richard, makes it 3-1.
I have the capability to do it, but I don't think I can do it night in and night out. Sometimes it just happens. I don't know. Maybe someone else jumps in my body for a shift, like Wayne Gretzky or someone.
Sometimes things happen later in life than you would like, but that they happen at all is a blessing. So it has been that Chris Nyland got his chance to come home, and so it has been that you proved that there has been no greater friend than an enemy converted. With all that said and done, Chris Nyland is more than on his way to making up for lost time.
We got to look at it 2 ways. Unfortunately, I was drafted by Montreal, but fortunately, I was. I mean, I went to a great organization who helped my career, and I eventually won a Stanley Cup there, and it's a great feeling. And now I had the opportunity to come back here and come back home, and I'm just happy. It's something I always wanted to do, and time was running out, and now here I am, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it.
Chris Nyland has his name on the Stanley Cup courtesy of the Montreal Canadiens. He would like nothing better than to get his name on the cup again as a member of the Boston Bruins. Right now, we are just about set for the call of tonight's second period. Let's return to Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson at the Hartford Civic Center.
Teams are coming out, and it's 26 seconds left on the power play. The second penalty against Nevin Marquardt. Hartford on a power play. And what does this delay do to the teams?
Well, I think as far as delays go, it hurts the team that has the lead. The other team gets to regroup and talk about things and pump up and come out. The other team gets to think, oh, we're in the lead, we're in the lead. They don't, just as a rule that may be totally thrown out the window. Who knows?
Looking back on Game 2, there were many stars for the Boston Bruins, but Jeff Lazaro was picked as the number 3 star in the game. He did not get a point, which is most unusual. Usually they go to somebody who's got a point or two. And he had led the team in shots on net and his skating. We talked about the rookies for Hartford, but Jeff Lazaro, rookie, has played with that consistency. If he could only add a goal or two here and there.
Well, what he has is we've always said he has the speed. But in Game 2, Jeff really started to create chances for himself. He was shooting the puck. He was going to the net rather than spending his time going around people. He was going through them and created a lot of offense. And that's what he has to do again tonight. They keep the stats here. for everyone that plays in Hartford. He is out there for 3 minutes, 41 seconds. Now, that is not enough time to do much, but, you know, Cam Neely was, Ray Bourque was out for 9 minutes and 40 seconds, as was his partner, Glenn Wesley, and then Cam Neely at 8 minutes. But basically, it's not, Jeff Lazaro, I think, has to play more to get that offense going. He did warrant an awful lot of play in game 2, and they coincide, the hustle and the chances and the ice time.
Well, the Zamboni broke down. Long delay. I'd say another extra 10 minutes or so in the intermission. The Bruins fighting in deep, and Poulin couldn't quite get control, but he forced the play back. Now in his center ice, the Whalers, Zalapsky over the line, moving it in, and it's broken up, and out comes Poulin, possible 2-on-1. Wesley trying to create the situation. Poulin moved for the shot wide, as the Bruins more than kill off the 26 seconds. Great hustling work by Dave Poulin. Marquardt is back out. 1-0 Boston. Opening minute of the second period. Zalapsky now as Boston makes a line change. Play broken up. Poulin trying to set the play, and the shot by Marquardt goes wide as he had a good setup from Burridge and Poulin. Nyland out now. Boston changing up. Neely trying to get it, and a shot by Poulin he intercepts. Neely set that up. Nyland is taken down on the play. Ties up the Whaler defenseman Zalapsky, and here comes Cullen. A shift over the line on Janney. A pass to Verbeek. Shot deflected wide. Cullen has it. Gives it to Dineen. Backhanded, knocked wide by Mauve. Couldn't get much on it. And behind the net, Cullen checked on the play. Gets it to Verbeek. Back at the point to Ladouceur. His shot blocked. Neely trying to knock it out. Can't. Fed in deep, and Dineen going for it. Galley after him. It's back for Cote. A shot kicked out by Andy Mauve. Great threat there, set up by Dineen to Cote. And the pressure continues. Don Sweeney wraps up.
Janney gave his stick to Galley. That was the problem, right? Janney has to go in and hold him. Janney without the stick. That's why the Whalers are moving it so well.
Janney still trying to check it. Kept in by Cullen. Broken up. Nyland can't clear it on the backhand. Kept in again. Cullen drops it. Ladouceur, shot kicked out by Andy Mauve. Ladouceur hustles, keeps it in. The Bruins in trouble. And a penalty coming up here.
Verbeek. Now that better be a 10-minute misconduct. You cannot be slapping sticks in front of referees. A little more discipline. It was John Cullen. It was Verbeek that slapped the stick, but John Cullen having a few words as well. Oh, well, we're going to let him go. We're only going to give him 2 minutes.
Had lost stick, almost costly.
Oh, it was. And what happens is Greg Janney, very heads-up play, traded sticks, gave it to Gary Galley. You want your defenseman. Right there's the trip by Verbeek. There goes the call. Up goes the arm. Now watch the slash of the stick. That you cannot do. That is blatant. Why they allow that? 10 minutes. Well, Verbeek is obviously one of your quality players. And he's a little, at this point, frustrated. But still, misconducts are not out of the question in behavior such as that.
Only goal of the game. The Bruins on a power play, and they're on a power play now. Skriko, Hodge, Neely out there. Ray Bourque, who almost played half the first period.
4
scored the goal.
Shy.
Puck is cleared in by Wesley. Sidorkovich wraps it around the boards. Not out. Bourque the play at the line. In deep. Bruins trying to set it in front. Hodge into the corner. Wraps it. It deflects in front. And the Whalers are able to clear it out.
Elch had the right idea. Excellent checking by Sir. Left the stick along the boards. And Hodge slapped it around. Popped right out to a defenseman.
Bourque in the center ice. Gains the line. Now has to start again. Thought maybe he was offside. Flips it over the line for Skriko. Skriko to Neely. Neely stops, cuts, gives it right in front. Wesley, a shot. Big save. Boy, that was it. Wesley well set up. Hodge now to Skriko. Power play for Boston. And a good one. Wesley off for Bourque, who has moved way in. Wesley now moves it around for Skriko. Tries to get control, does. Weaving. Can't put it off to Neely. The Whalers get control. And Ladouceur able to skate it out and clear it. 30 seconds left on the Boston power play. In the center ice comes Janney. Behind the back, trying to set it up with Christian, and it's in his skates. Janney eyes in the back of his head to make that pass.
Had the backhand, he had it timed. It was going well. Just happened to hit David in the skate when he was stepping on with his left foot.
Around the boards, Bork trying to contain it at the right point. Can't do it. Has to start it again. It's broken up by Richards and cleared. And that'll do it on the power play. 1-0 Boston here in the first period. And the cheers by the Hartford fans. Loud and clear. Bork, a long shot. Save. Boy, that was labeled. In the center ice, Rajichka, who's just played on the power play, breaks it up. It deflects back into the Boston zone. Don Sweeney winding up. Janney is out there. Rajichka, long lead, could be icing.
I'd like to see Rajichka get a little more ice time.
The score, Boston 1, Hartford 0 at the Civic Center. Get all the news behind the sports headlines right after this game on Sports Beat. Join Upton Bell and his guests, Bob Lobel, Joe Fitzgerald, and Bob Ryan, as they run the gamut of sports talk. That's Sports Beat right after this game on TV 38. Sanderson out there, Cunningworth and Holik. Holik has been the best player for the Hartford Whalers, the big, rangy Czechoslovakian rookie. He not only has skated and moved the puck well, but he has hit. Zalapski back with Shaw. The faceoff coming up to the right of Andy Moog. 1-0 Boston. Raymond Bork the score.
Hartford Whalers are very high in Holik in training camp. Language barrier, of course. We fought through that.
Into the corner. Holik gets it. Checked all the way by Don Sweeney. A battle for it. Holik able to roll it in near Moog. And Moog moves it out. With help from Galley. This one into the Hartford zone. Zalapski there. Burridge. Bruins. Poulin trying to move it in front or to the point, and Galley has to go center ice for it. Burridge is stopped, but Poulin gets control. Not an up-tempo game.
No, I think the team's a little wary. Just waiting.
Don Sweeney a pass over the line. Island drives it around the boards. Centering pass by Poulin goes wide. Cunningworth forced to clear it. Of course, we lose some of the tempo from our distance here.
Way up here. It's hard to field the game.
14:30 left in the second period. 1-0 Boston. Kental breaks it up center ice, but he gave it away, and Zalapski over the line with a threat. He's going to rush deep. Check, moves it in front. Knocked away by Wesley as he guarded the front of the net. And a penalty coming up. It is Boston 1, Hartford 0. Back in a moment.
Brandon Burridge in the box. Off the play, away from the action. I don't know if we're going to get to see it. We don't have the feed. Kenny London, again, as a rule, gave you those perfect instant replays. We're maybe going to get a look at it here. Let's see what Burridge does. Oh, well. I guess. There he comes. There's Burridge deep in the slot on Sanderson. Well.
A good call when you take a man down heading for the net.
Yeah. Driving to the net.
Hartford 0 for 2 in power plays. The Bruins are 1 for 4. Cullen is out there with Hunter and Verbeek. Richards and Shaw.
Bobby Sweeney trying to get body position here on Cullen. Cullen, the shorter man. You think with the reach that you're better off. Really, the little man has the leverage. Makes it so much easier to get face-offs.
The draw to Lazaro, he clears, and here he comes. Hustling down, all the way, moving on Shaw. Breaks him up. Is knocked down as he spun around. Shaw gets it now. It's deflected by Lazaro, but it bounces to Verbeek. Talk about hustle. And in the Boston end, it is deflected off the boards and out. Lazaro is after Shaw again. On top of him, forcing the quick pass. And Cullen able to collect. Over the line, looking. Holds. Drops it back. Verbeek, the shot, deflected home. The game is tied. as Hunter deflected the shot home. A power play for Hartford. It is 1-1.
They show you the replay from all the way back. Anybody that plays high school hockey, keep your stick on the ice. They didn't show it far enough, but John Cullen just lazily, soft pair of hands, had his stick on the ice, finds the late man, hits a foot, and redirects. A break for the Whalers, a break for the Bruins. It's a 1-1 game. Boston's goal went in similar. Right off the foot. And he just never had his leg down, trying to reach out for the, expecting the shot to go farther to his right.
So Hunter, the goal from Verbeek and Cullen, a power play goal for the Hartford Whalers. They're 2 for...
That should give Hartford some life.
1 for 3 in the power play. Each team with a power play goal. And all tied up at 1. Rujichka can't get the loose puck at center ice. Back foot now. Ray Bourque just got it away from an on-rushing Dineen. Bourque has scored the Boston goal. He goes center ice. He flips it. Rujichka trying that drop pass. Dangerous. And away comes Everson, center ice. Checked by Weimer. Neely back. He's on with Janney and Rujichka. Neely over the line. Lost it at the line. Banged around and the tempo picks up and Everson gets it. Put it in front, just knocked away. Dineen was rushing in and Bourque able to knock it away. Behind the net. Whalers trying to stuff it and it's jammed up by Andy Moog. And the Whalers got what they wanted, the goal, and that perks up their rooters here at the Hartford Civic Center and their tempo.
What you got to do is you got to start to pick things up. Bourque picked that right out of the air. Dineen was in cleanly. Good hustle. He backhands it into the back of the net. Craig Janney goes for it, but right there, Paul Sir tries to stuff it. Moog gets the cross check on it. Once again, the physical. Ray Bourque in to take his man. Andy Moog has played extremely well thus far.
1-1 the score in the second period.
Right here, coming across the blue line, Neely just kind of quick curl. Lost it.
Yake on the faceoff with Ken Hodge. Hodge and Janney the assists on the Bourque goal. We did not announce Janney earlier. There's a power play in the first period. Hodge breaks it out. Long shot. Saves Sidorkovich. Bob Sweeney on the right. Squeako on the left. The Boston line. And for the Whalers, this is Krieger to center ice. Looking for Yake. Over the line. The play is called offside. It is Boston 1, Hartford 1 at the Hartford Civic Center. And the face-off outside the line. TV38 presents TV38 Sportswear, an exclusive collection for the whole family. Sweatshirts for $29.99, T-shirts for $9.95, and adjustable corduroy hats for $10.95. Call toll-free 1-800-543-3800. 24 hours a day to place your order. Rick Lee is double shifting his big line. Cullen and Verbeek assisted on the goal, deflected off the skate of Hunter, and that's the line out there. Long drive in wide by Richards. Puck is kept in by Cullen. Checked. Hodge trying to move it out. Huda moves in. Trying to hit for the net. Wesley just broke him up at the last second. Momentum goes to Hartford. Wesley jamming in the corner, tying up the play.
Great defense there by Wesley. Not only took Cullen twice, but back to the slot to take Hunter. Very quiet, Glenn Wesley. But boy, is he effective because he's such a tremendous skater. Things just start to happen. Right there, that's him come back out of the corner, then a quick change of direction back in the corner for Cullen. Brad Cullen brings a lot to this team, too. Trying to fight his way, but Wesley just kind of haul him down a little bit. Use whatever you can get away with.
The Whalers have 4 shots. All of them have to be by this line. They have played well. That's their big line. Face off now in the Boston zone again. 1-1 the score.
Bobby Orr at the game. Kind of heart is torn between who to cheer for.
impressed with our position up here. The draw, Bruins win the faceoff. Galley. A little jamming here. Hunter and Don Sweeney.
Well, Hunter's known for that.
And that stopped the action when the Bruins had control, and they're being sent out. Both of them going.
Ken London asked why would Bobby Orr have mixed feeling. A lot of people may not know that Bobby Orr has a close relationship with Eddie Johnson, who is the general manager here of the Hartford Whalers. Somewhat of a friendly counselor and advisor on the Whalers situation. And obviously being an old Bruin at heart. But I think Eddie Johnson's gotten over the old Bruin part a long time ago. Being the general manager of Chicago, Pittsburgh, and now Hartford. And what a magnificent job Eddie Johnson did in Chicago. They are now division leaders, first place overall. Pittsburgh division leaders.
Oh, you just like him because he taught you all you know about golf.
He does. He did. He's a very good player. He's a one handicap as well.
I wonder if he is now.
Oh, yeah.
Weimer works it out. Hasn't played that much. A lead for Poulin. Poulin broken up by Richards. Richards in the corner, hit by Poulin. Huda trying to clear it. Bruins press to keep it in. Bork moves it in for Poulin. Poulin and Christian. The Bruins need to create some shots on Sidorkovich that threaten him. And a breakup. Marquardt. Good play there. Takes a heavy hit from Huda. Able to keep the puck in. It is knocked out by the Whalers, and Weimer with it. Poulin. Lead for Christian. Christian fires. It is blocked. And Richards takes over. Good defensive play by the rookie. In the center ice comes Cullen. Cullen stops, shifts, moves. Shot blocked by Weimer. Or pass. The body's falling. Centering pass bounces to Marquardt. Break for Boston there. And Cullen, oh, there's one. And the penalty coming up. Marquardt was wrestled.
I don't know what Pat Verbeek's thinking of here.
Innocuous play at center ice. Marquardt wasn't going anywhere. Penalty on the Whalers. 1-1 the score. Second period at the Hartford Civic Center.
Pat Verbeek. The box. Here's John. Watch how fancy he is. Little dipsy doodle slip and slide. Hits a foot. Now Huda comes in. Ray Bork deep in the slot covering Huda. That gets deflected to the left of the net. Here's Marquardt almost helmetless. Verbeek slashing and Marquardt fights him off. And then there's that bordering on stupidity kind of forearm shiver.
Bruins are on their 5th power play of the game. They lone goal by Ray Bork on a power play. And the Whalers goal on a power play. Squeako starts it out. Janney is out there. Off to Bork. Bork looking for Neely, and it hit Janney's skate.
What they have is Squeako carries the puck up the left side, or Ruzicka carries it up the left side, feeds it to Bork, and Neely curls late. And the Bruins are just hitting each other here.
Second pass hits Janney's skate, goes outside the line. Neely trying to work it in, gets it to Squeako. Squeako moving in, trying to drop it, blocked by Ladouceur around the boards. Janney going for it, and gets it. Centering pass stopped and cleared by Sear, though.
A lot of people see how Craig Janney played that puck. Magnificent job of picking that puck out of the traffic.
Here's Neely from Bork, stopping. Now to Janney. Janney to Bork. Up for Janney. Janney holding, and they back off him. Moves closer. In for Squeako. Back for Bork. Tries the shot. Tipped by Neely, but wide. Ladouceur trying to clear it out. Checked by Squeako. It's up for Dineen. Gets it away to Sanderson. A 2-on-1 with Cote. Watch Sanderson. Cote goes for the shot and misses. Bruins start back. Whalers with a short-handed bid there. Bork gets it away. Misfired. Driven. Score! A drive from the point, and Wesley scores to make it 2-1 Boston.
Awful lot of traffic in front of Sidorkovich. There's 3 goals scored, and none of them have been clean. They've all bounced off of somebody. Cam Neely in front of the net. But watch the break that the Bruins get here on the first shot. Hits Dineen, stays there for Wesley. Sidorkovich tries to overplay it. think it went off of Richards. Or Neely. See if Cam gets a piece of the body on it right here. He sees the checkered tee up by Wesley. That might go off for Neely. I think so.
And the Bruins with the score to take the lead again. With 9:32 left in period number 2.
Glenn Wesley's going to get credit for it.
Yake is out there for the face-off against Bob Sweeney with Nyland on the right. And Burridge, who was tripped on the left. Trying to move in. Krieger just took him down. You can't call them all in a hard-hitting, aggressive, playoff-type game. Bruins are offside.
Oh, if you called them all, there just wouldn't be enough bodies. Very good point. If you did call all the penalties. My God. You'd have to have 40 people on each team.
That power play time was just about up, but I believe it's... And here's a penalty on Bob Sweeney.
Well, starting to be handed out with a little more regularity now.
The goal is Wesley from Janney at 10:38.
Right here, Huda, there's the turn. Never made contact with him at all. Just kind of got it up around the shoulder, but has to be above the shoulder. Looked worse than it was.
So Hartford will go on their 4th power play of the night. It was a power play goal at 10:38 by Wesley from Janney. Hunter had tied it up from Cullen and Verbeek at 6:19 on a Hartford power play. And the first goal of the game at 11:01 in the first period, Bork from Hodge and Janney also was a power play. Craig Janney has 2 assists on the 2 goals.
Gary Galley gave it up there. Had a little more time to get rid of it than Ronnie Sweeney.
Bruins backing, not challenging as they usually have, and Zalapski gains the line.
What you want to do, Fred, is change that sometimes. Don't challenge all the time. Don't check aggressively all the time. Every once in a while, fall back, and it works to your advantage. Keep them confused. Keep them off balance. Not let them come at anything consistent with you.
Here comes Zalapski on the attack, leading the power play. Able to control it. Fires it in behind the net. A Bruin taken down. Richards' a shot blocked in front. And Poulin able to clear it.
Gregson let that hold of Galley's stick go. That was wicked. And that was an offensive chance. If you want to talk about the Burridge on Sanderson chance.
Shaw drives it in. Moog able to trap it. Trying to clear it. And it took a lucky deflection for the Bruins. And they're able to fire it out. That was Marquardt. Now he's down to forecheck, but Sidorkovitz wraps it up quickly in the center ice. Cullen weaving, maneuvering, gains the line, along the line, able to keep it in, and Bork broke it up. Partial breakaway. Marquardt on Richards. Goes deep, kills time. Richards has to grab him. That's the way to kill time. Marquardt in deep. And the Whalers not able to get control, and finally a long time and a whistle.
Marquardt kept his foot on it. Good hustle by Nevin Marquardt. John Cullen very frustrated. Wanted a quicker whistle than that.
Bob Sweeney in the box. 21 seconds left on his penalty. Boston leads 2-1 and 7:28 left as we look at Rick Lee.
Rick Lee very happy with the acquisition of John Cullen, and an interesting article the other day. Here's Marquardt in the corner fending and just trying to protect that puck. Good hustle. Knows you're going to get hit right here. Thank you. But John Cullen, Harry Sinden, very honest, frank quotes about missing John Cullen. Says that was his biggest mistake.
The only problem is so didn't 19 other teams. he was signed by Buffalo.
And they let him.
They let him go. So he went to Flint, Michigan in the International League. That year of minor league experience. Poulin, excellent play, won the face-off, killed some time. The Bruins clear it out, and now Richards gets it for Halik over the line. In for Dineen. Dineen trying to put it in front, and the Bruins able to clear it away as Poulin was in the right spot.
Dave Poulin picked that out of the air.
And the penalty up. So the Boston fans cheer. You can hear them for the penalty killing. Puck in the Boston zone, bounced, and the Bruins able to work it out. Bob Sweeney taps it in. Mike Milbury able to regroup his lines. Boston leads 2-1. 2 power play goals. The Whalers with 1. And Sear to center ice. Now to Holik. Over the line. In deep. And the centering pass all alone in front. The shot is blocked. And covered now by Andy Moog.
What a save by Andy Moog. A bouncing puck. The Bruins got the break. A miscue, a defensive miscue, a missed assignment in front of the net.
The score, Boston 2, Hartford 1. Back in a moment.
Right here in front, there's the backhand. Can't get a handle on it. Zalapski, Sanderson on the backhand gets a. Andy Moog got the stick on it. Kept his stick behind him, picks it off, it looked like. Right here, there's what you have, is people overrunning, but you've got Zalapski right in front of the net. There's a flutter shot. Moog just got that goal stick on it.
And the face-off coming up to the right of Andy Moog with 6:33 left here in the second period. Bob Sweeney on the draw. Bruins have settled down as far as winning face-offs. Start of the game and couldn't do it. This one is into the corner. Bob Sweeney checking Everson. They still battle for it. And Weimer trying to get it. Can't. Loses. Cunneyworth puts it in front. Intercepted by Weimer and cleared out. Neely trying to get it, but back is Cote. He's played excellent defense. Bob Sweeney moves in on the play, staying out there. And now Weimer from center ice able to drive it in.
Hartford's defense to a man has played extremely well. They've moved their game up a notch or two.
Out comes Cunneyworth on the left wing side. Fires in wide. Don Sweeney there. Checked on the play. Sear wraps it around. Cunneyworth with it. Now behind the net. The pass in front for Sear. Just checked by Janney at the last second. Just in time. He was 15 feet in front of the net. Looking for it. And a whistle for a face-off as the puck is jammed up in the Boston corner. 5:40 left here in the second period.
Great.
With the score, 2-1 Boston. Back in a moment. And the face-off coming up to the left of Andy Moog. Hartford with 6 shots in this period. Boston with 4.
Excellent defensive play by Craig Janney in the slot. That was a dangerous opportunity the Whalers just had prior to that whistle.
Cullen out there with Hunter and Verbeek. They're being used a lot by Wrigley. They accounted for the goal on the power play. It's for Shaw. Shot blocked wide. Galley able to clear it out after blocking it in front of Andy Moog. Shaw winding up. Bounces it up over the line. Hunter tried to throw it across in front. Was checked on the play. He just tried to throw a pass, which wouldn't have been allowed anyway. Christian now for Hodge, but behind the play. It is delayed as Hunter. Yeah, the Bruins figure they're playing Dale Hunter.
No, Mark Hunter. Cheap shot on Wesley. Galley.
This is behind the play.
Way behind the play. No call. They got tied up with each other. He tried the elbow and the face, shoved the face into the ice type of trick. That didn't work.
And there's Milbury arguing about a non-call with 5:17 left in the second period. Galley and Hunter to the penalty box.
Gary Galley put that in the back of his mind. Wait. For the right time, Hunter will have his head down. Of course, somebody like Hunter, who's in the fights all the time, never puts their head down. Always leery.
Derek, the tempo and pace of the game, I'm thinking about delays here. Now, so long before they get the 2 players out.
Here's Galley right here. Now watch the elbow. It's kind of a little body slam there. But the replay continued the elbow in the face.
With these delays, it's just a break for Boston as Mike Milbury wants to use Ray Bourque. So he's able to.
Well, you certainly get to use your better players for longer streaks. Then again, so can Hartford.
Now Bourque is out there with Weimer on defense, and here comes Zalapski. Firing in. Ricocheted around. Back for it, Jim Weimer. Clears it around. Christian has to go back for it. Able to get it out to Hodge. Has a break here with Ruzicka. Gives it to Ruzicka. Stops, cuts, gives it to Christian, and the shot is wide. Great chance. A drive back in for Christian. Try to put it in front. Sidorkovic's able to cover up. And Ruzicka with one of those fancy plays again. He's seen limited action.
Oh, he's just coming off the injury. The surgery. Vladimir Ruzicka. And not only a great play, but he gets back in the play for Christian. When this goes, after this goes in back to the point, it comes to Christian right here. Now, then Ruzicka goes to the net. Almost gets the tip in, but it's saved by Sidorkovich.
And the face-off coming up in the Hartford zone with 4:48 left in period number 2. Of course, another reason, the very warm temperatures. It's a baseball atmosphere, and that slows things down. Hodge out there with Christian and Ruzicka. Weimer and Bork. Sanderson, the rookie, into the corner. Hodge trying to dig it free. In deep, it's blocked. Krieger starts it out. Connects with Halik. Long shot in. Vogue drops it off for Weimer. Weimer up the boards. Not out. Kept in by Zalapsky. Pinches in. Wraps it around in the Boston zone. Whalers pressing. Goes for Halik behind the net. Check. Goes in front. Shot missed. Rebound knocked away from Krieger. They almost tied it up there. In the center ice. Ruzicka broken up. And they say an offside pass on a face-off called as the Whalers came close again. Krieger trying to pounce on a rebound.
The Whalers are doing is playing man for man. They're just staying with their people, forcing the Bruins to shake off one Whaler. But the Bruins seem to be playing a little bit more of a zone, taking the odd gamble right here. Hits Weimer's foot, but bounces in front. Bork and Weimer then get tied up. Bounced away. Another break for the Bruins. Bouncing puck. Get it up, get it out early.
Boston leads on power play goals by Ray Bork and Glenn Wesley. Mark Hunter scoring on a power play for Hartford. That's the way it stands, 2-1. Line change, Mike Milbury after the faceoff. Squeako Gianni, Christian stays out there. He probably wants to put Neely. Now this pass by Richards deflected into the stands. It is Boston 2, Hartford 1 with 4 minutes left in the second period. And the big line out there for Hartford. Rick Lee using them. We'll get the amount of time that they're playing.
We'll get him in.
Why not? But he puts Cunningworth at left wing in place of Hunter on the line, and Verbeek moves to right wing. Verbeek, 43 goal scorer, and he played left wing most of the time. Huda trying to come out. The Bruins checking, but Cullen breaks. Cullen over the line. Drops it for Huda. Shot is wide. Cunningworth trying to put it in front. Knocked away by Kental. We're seeing limited action. Here comes Cullen. Beautiful maneuver. Slides it, but it goes wide. Wesley takes over. Up for Gianni. Gianni, center ice. He's figured in both goals. At the line, he is stopped. Puck cleared out. Covered by Wesley. Hammered back in. We have 3:20 left in the second period. 2-1 Boston. Squeako moving for it. And Neely. Neely gets it. Back for Kental. For Don Sweeney. To clear in deep. Gianni trying to put it in front. Hit the back of the net. Neely knocks down a man. The puck is cleared out. That was Cullen behind the net. Don Sweeney able to drive it right back in as the Bruins pick up the pace. 3 minutes left in period number 2. Bruins check the play at center ice. Bounces back for Cunningworth. Cunningworth, the lead for Cullen. Cullen able to control it over the line. Moves back.
Boy, he's tricky.
He has a lot of great moves. Clears it in.
Ever.
Neely able to get it. And able to clear it, but it deflected into the stands. And back to Boston. Gene Levanchi, second intermission preview.
Okay, Fred, thank you very much. The Bruins hit the 100-point mark for the second consecutive season and had the best record in the Wales Conference. And coming up between the second and third periods, Mike Milbury will tell us if the regular season was really as successful as the numbers indicate. Also, we'll update the scores and highlights from tonight's other playoff action. And John Pearson's back with his pointers from the second period. Until then, let's go back to Fred and Derek in Hartford.
And the Bruins have 5 shots in this period. The Hartford Whalers have 8. Each team scoring on a power play. The Bruins lead it 2-1.
Not exactly an offensive barrage by either team. 8-5 in shots. More of a checking game. Pick up your man, make sure no one gets any clean chances. Bouncing puck. At this point going for the Bruins.
Sanderson wins. Zalapski fakes, shoots, blocked. Poulin got a piece of it. Deflected it into the stands, causing the faceoff to be well out.
Dave Poulin broke a stick on that. There's the aluminum shaft. In the old days, you broke your stick, you left it there. But now with the aluminum shaft, you have to go out there when the whistle blows and retrieve it.
And he's made some big defensive plays, as you might well expect. That's the norm for Dave Poulin.
This is very true. Peter Sudarkowicz there on your screen just prior to that. There's Ray Bourque. Focused.
The total shots are 16 for Hartford, 12 for Boston. The faceoff is about 10 or 15 feet inside the Boston line. Again, we have about a minute delay for Poulin to get another stick and take his time and move casually in.
Jeff Sanderson likes to curl his hand over backwards on the stick.
Won the faceoff for Zalapski. Zalapski moves it in deep. Holik bumped by Don Sweeney, keeps it. Checked by Don Sweeney, wheels away. A Bruin tied up in front. Ray Bourque trying to intercept, can't. Puck back on the boards. And Bruins trying to dig it out. Can't do it. It goes back in. Krieger puts it in front. And Zalapski can't get it. He is knocked down, pulled down on the play. No call, 2-1 for Boston. Poulin over the line, shot, save. And
offside.
Offside is the call. Not a penalty in the Boston zone as Zalapski was pulled down.
Boy, you talk about you want to be screaming on the bench if you're a Whaler. Rick Lee really upset about this. Poulin hauls down Zalapski, then leads it out on a 2-on-1 break. Right here, now there's the offside, just ever so slightly. Randy Burridge over the line.
So we have exactly 2 minutes left. We had a long delay in the intermission because the Zamboni broke down. We apparently didn't have a spare. They repaired it. It wasn't planing right, I don't
Right,
think.
and what happens is you plane some of the skate bites, you plane that off a little low, and then you lay water right behind it. The plane was cutting in, the blade was cutting too deeply, and they had to haul it off the ice before it damaged the ice beyond repair.
We can't tell from here, but the ice conditions
looks
might
terrible
account for the tempo too.
Yeah, it looks brutal. It looks like slushy.
Well, given a 2-1 lead for Boston, they'll take that, right?
Oh, very much so. Given any kind of lead, take any condition. Zalapski out there, no idea what the delay is here.
Isn't this incredible?
This conversation, everyone chatting. They've kind of broke off into little, having a tete-a-tete over here, tea and biscuit over there.
Cullen and Bob Sweeney on the face-off. Battle for it. Bruins trying to work it in. Nyland broken up. Hunter coming back, pinned by Nyland. Shaw gets it across to Zalapski. Kind of misfired on the pass, but Zalapski able to wrap it in. Burridge trying to move it out. Stop. Cullen with it. Gives it for Zalapski. Saved by Andy Moog in a screen. A simply beautiful setup from Cullen to Zalapski. And the Bruins are going to have to be wary of that because Zalapski with his team down is moving up. Look at this.
What you can do is definitely right here through the legs, or get out of the way, let Moog see it, but it was too late. Andy Moog thought the origin of the shot is what really helped him, and then he just waited for it to hit him and then react.
Probably.
But Cullen to Zalapski is really a lot of Hartford's offense. They were together in Pittsburgh. They know each other real well. They're used to each other.
It's a play the Bruins can't allow, but Cullen has played some of his best hockey. He figured in the lone goal for Hartford, the power play goal, and he's made some other excellent setups. Now they have Everson with Dineen and McKenzie. And they win the faceoff for Cote. The shot deflected to Moog, and he has it. Hangs on. Tried to drop it to Bork, but then hung on at a faceoff again.
Everson was kind of fooling with the glove, his catching glove, tugging at it, so he opted to freeze it. I said he's not too keen on freezing it, stopping the play. He'd like it to continue, get on and out of his end zone without having to go back to a faceoff. The Bruins are kind of streaky in that department. They were winning a few for a while, and then they started losing them again.
Now they send Mike Milbury sends Poulin out there.
Dave Poulin's been having trouble against John Cullen, specifically Dean Everson.
Cleanly won that last one by Everson for a threat. This one for Boston. Oh. Hooked down on the play was Wesley, and with it, Ray Bork.
Wesley took a little bit of a dive there, tried to help the call, didn't get it.
In the center ice, Janney over the line, controlling, trying to set a play off on the boards. Can't do it. Neely chases it to the boards, has it, slides it across. Wesley, shot wide. Neely taken down in the corner. Whalers just flip it out. Everson can't get it. A minute left in the second period. 2-1 Boston. In the Boston zone, Raymond Bork able to quickly clear it out. Wrapped back in by Cote. Cote and Ladouceur have been very strong in a Hartford defense. Bork a long one up, and Janney has it over the line. On a tip touch pass by Neely, but they can't make it pay off as Janney is hauled down.
I'll tell you that Zalapski's not only good, he's quick.
Here it's Janney over the line again. Holding, checking, looking for Neely. Broken up by Yate, who covered Neely. And it's a lead out. Holik going for it. Deflected away, and a breakout for Boston. Neely 2-on-2 with Janney. Neely coming on the left wing side. Moves in front for a shot on. And a save. Then he takes down Shaw. And whacks Shaw again. Poulin out. Clearing it in the zone. And that'll do it in the period with 5 seconds remaining. Long shot by Zalapski is broken up. And the Bruins maintain their 1-goal lead. This time it is the score at the end of 2 periods. Boston 2 and Hartford 1. Gene Levanchi with tonight's second intermission.
Alrighty, Fred, straight ahead, we'll check the status of the other playoff matchups taking place tonight. John Pearson shares more of his analysis, and Mike Milbury with his state of the Bruins regular season. It's all ahead as Bruins Hockey on TV 38 continues in just a moment.
Fabio shot. I made a lot of moves in my day, but the best move I ever made was to the Baybank card. Now with Express Check, it's the bank card that works like a check. Shouldn't you make your move to Baybank?
Back to the wall and
Keep that ball to the right side, move the runner along.
great catch by Tom
The sounds of summer. Sean McDonough and Bob Montgomery on TV 38 Sports.
After 2 from the Hartford Civic Center, the Bruins leading the Whalers by the score of 2-1. Now, all the other Wales Conference series experiencing a change of venue tonight as well. Checking in once again on the other Adams Division semifinal in Buffalo, where the Sabres are playing host to Montreal. This has been a pretty wild hockey game. It's 3-3 in the second period of play when we pick it up. Grant Ledyard will find himself just inside the face-off circle, and he'll put the slapper behind Patrick Roy, and this makes it 4-3 in favor of the Buffalo Sabres. But as they've been doing all night, Montreal comes storming back. Russ Courtnall comes in. His shot will hit the post, but Brent Gilchrist is right there to slide the rebound home, and that ties the game up at 4. We see it again. Courtnall waits, hesitates, shoots, hits the post, and Gilchrist is there to bang it home. It's his second goal of the night. But the seesaw battle continues later on as Buffalo again retakes the lead. Rick Vives sets it up to Mike Ramsey through the crowd. 5-4 Buffalo now leads this contest in the third period of play. This is a contest the Sabres really need, because if they lose tonight, they'll fall behind in the series 3 games to none. Over in the Patrick Division, the New York Rangers having their way with the Washington Capitals right now. Bernie Nichols, a couple of goals for the Rangers in that one. It's 5-0 New York in the third. And the New Jersey Devils giving Pittsburgh all it can handle. This contest all even at 2 in the third period of play. Brendan Shanahan has a pair of goals for the New Jersey Devils in that contest. When we come back, Mike Milbury talks about the ups and the downs of this regular season. It's all coming up as Bruins hockey continues in just a moment. Boston 2, Hartford 1 after 2 periods of play from the Hartford Civic Center. Now, usually at playoff time, fans who haven't really been following the Bruins all season jump on the bandwagon. Those of you know who you are, so welcome, and let's bring you up to date. After being on the threshold of their first Stanley Cup in 18 years last season, the Bruins needed to make some adjustments this year, and these changes have evolved subtly. Before the playoffs got underway, we asked Mike Milbury to give us his State of the Bruins address. With 6 new faces on the team, Mike Milbury believes that the state of his Bruins is better than it was 1 year ago.
We've had a whole new cast of characters that that surprised me. I thought there would be different players at this stage of the year in our lineup, but despite that, we've been able to work through it and come up with a pretty good unit. And I think we're a better club than we were at the same time last year. I think we have better depth through the lineup.
After what Cam Neely and Craig Janney went through in last year's Cup Finals, the Bruins were forced to put out the call for balanced scoring from more players.
If you recall, and it's easy for me to recall, the Stanley Cup Finals, they blanketed Janney and Neely, and we were not able to get offense from any other units, and therefore we lost the series. To me, it was that simple, and I think if we're to go anywhere in the playoffs, other people besides Janney and Neely and Bork will have to contribute. Guys like Hodge, guys like Christian, guys like Skriko, Bob Sweeney. I mean, to chip in with goals. I don't expect them to lead the playoff list in scoring, but I expect them to be a threat to score when they're on the ice. And I think as a group, we're more of a threat to score than we have been in the past.
As the season evolved, the Bruins came up with a new dimension added to the attack.
Speed, no question. I think we improved our speed 2 years ago to last year, and again this year. The emergence of Lazaro, the re-emergence of Marquardt makes a big difference, and Skriko is an excellent skater. I think we are a bit quicker than we were last season.
The role players are being counted on to turn the excitement level up a notch, but there's plenty of evidence to indicate that the big wheels can keep things moving.
Neely was desperate to get his 50 goals. He got it. Janney was separated from Neely, and I know everybody has their own little bonuses. I know he had one for points. He worked hard to get them. He stayed in tune with things, and he worked hard to get it. I think he's fought hard till pretty much right till the end. Bork, I think, has played better in the last third of the season than he did in the first third of the season. And Moog has come back from his injury to play as well, I believe, as he played last year.
And then there's Ray Bourque, the biggest wheel of them all.
He will lead this team however far it goes into the playoffs. If he has a poor playoff performance, we're out. It's that simple. If he has a poor playoff performance, I don't think he will. I think he'll play, if anything, better than he did last year. He loves it. He laps it up. I mean, he's a guy that comes to the bench after a shift, takes a few deep breaths, throws some water into him, and he'll look back at me. And I'm always looking for a signal to see if he's tired or not, just to read into to his face whether he's just needs a blow or not. And more often than not, especially in the later stages of the game, he'll just give me a nod, and that's all I need.
To win the Stanley Cup is all a matter of timing. So says the coach when he gazes into his crystal ball.
The timeliness of our goal scoring is going to take us a long way. If we're in a power play in the third period of a game and it's tied, we've got to score a goal. We've got to score a goal. Or if it's in the late stages of a game, we got to have one of those role players knock one in, kick one in with their skate and get away with it, or knock it in with a hand, or just happen to deflect one. Timely goal scoring, clutch performances, I guess, will have to be there. We'll have some new heroes if we go that far.
And how accurate Mike Milbury proved to be. Up next, John Pearson joins us with his analysis of the second period. John Pearson back with us once again. And John, we were talking during the course of the second period that the middle stanza tonight not really what you would call laden with playoff-type intensity.
Well, you're right, Gene, but the players certainly not as sharp in this period as they have been in the previous 7 periods, I didn't think. But as the pressure mounts, that mental pressure tends to make players in any sport lazy. It looks like you're not working, but as the pressure gets up, you sort of tend to think about it too much and you get lazy. And on this goal by Wesley, I think the Whalers were in a position where they were lazy and not able to move. Now Bork's carrying the puck down the left wing, and what we want to show you here, now the Whalers are short-handed with the need in the penalty box, but you've got 3 Whalers here, and they're sort of just standing around while the Bruins start to filter in. And why is it that all the good players like Ray Bourque and Lemieux and Gretzky can make these great plays? Bourque is keying on this guy right here, and that's Glenn Wesley. And as we roll this through, watch the Whalers. They're just sort of not really paying attention to what's going on. Bourque lays a perfect pass across to Wesley right here, and all the flow of the Whalers play is in this direction, which gives Wesley all the time in the world to set up. And we want you to watch this guy right here. I said Dineen was in the penalty box. It was actually Verbeek. But watch Dineen. He will rush over to try to block the shot, which is misfired by Wesley because he reached too far for it. But the Bruins got a huge break right there. Wesley follows through, but what we want you to watch is number 46 right here, Richards. This puck is going to be wide of the net. We'll roll it. Watch his right skate. Now the drive along the ice. Here's his skate. Watch it right there. It banks off the skate, and here comes the puck in behind Sidorkiewicz. And the Bruins get a big goal to lead 2-1. And number 21, Cote, I know that feeling. He's lying on the crossbar. He knows what's really happened. But the Bruins have broken down in this second period. They're going to come out a little stronger. You've got a defenseman over here, and you've got another defenseman over here. Now watch how they get out of sync. As we roll this through, number 18, Sear, is being checked by Nyland. He lets him go. Cantal, who moves in through this area here with the other defenseman still up against the boards. Who's covering this area right here? That's the duty, really, of the center iceman, who is designated to be the guy who should check. And as we roll this through, Zalapsky, number 3, moves in. Can't handle the puck too cleanly, but gets the shot away. Watch the right pad of Moog. And I want to watch this now. This is Andy Moog at his very best. Standing upright with great concentration on that puck. He's watching that thing all the time. He kicks it out to the side. But Sanderson, number 13, pounces on it. And we're going to show you this from our back angle because this is Zalapsky's shot. The right pad kicks out. Moog makes the stop. Number 13, Sanderson, will pounce on it. Watch the stick of Moog right there as he grabs the loose puck as it rolls across the, or it was going to roll through the crease and across the goal line, but Moog got his stick in the way. And I'll tell you, when Andy Moog has that kind of concentration, Gene, I feel very comfortable. Very comfortable.
On that play, it was Craig Janney there who was not back-checking, but earlier in his defense or later in the game, in the period, he did come back and break up a play smartly, so perhaps he realized the error of his ways there and woke up in time to save disaster from happening later on.
Well, Gene, 2 things very quickly. The 2 guys that I love to see out there when things are getting tough is Carpenter and Poulin. They are 2 extremely good players in their own end, and Carpenter being out tonight really hampers that here in the third period.
Good point, John. Thank you very much, as always. Right now, we're set for the call of tonight's final period of regulation. Once again, we rejoin Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson in Hartford.
Okay, the Bruins lead it 2-1. The teams will be at full strength, and we have time of play by the various players, Derek.
Well, you have Raymond Bourque leading the parade. 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes in the first period, 9:46. 12-17 in the second, 22 minutes plus. Glenn Wesley's in the 19, he's in the 20-minute range. And that's it. I mean, Neely's got 17 minutes. The most for the Whalers is Zalapsky at 15 minutes, so.
And also John Cullen. That line was out there.
Oh,
and, John Cullen has a total. He played 8:26 of the second period. That's quite a bit. And Verbeek along with him. And, of course, Hunter, or they had Cunningworth. As we look at Sidorkovitz, set to go in period number 3. Boston leads it 2-1. 8 of the 17 goals in this series have been scored on the power play, and all the goals tonight power plays, and all of them deflections.
Nothing clean, nothing crisp, nothing bang bang. He's gone off a body, just kind of a grinder's game.
So the Bruins with just 13 shots, the Whalers with 18 after 2 periods of play.
It's kind of a hit 'em, punch and pop 'em type of game.
Even at the start of the 3rd period, it looked as though they're reluctant to drop the puck.
I don't know what the delay is. You know, I can see Gregson maybe delaying it a little bit, trying to let that ice dry. And Zamboni was very slow getting around. They have events here in between periods. They have shootouts and the like.
Wesley and Bourque start the period on defense, and Bourque able to clear it out after pressure by Hartford, and Janney had won that faceoff.
Good heads-up play that was by Ray Bourque to get that in the air.
Puck rolls in on Bourque. Bourque to Neely. Away to Wesley, and Wesley clearing it. And they're going to call it icing.
Well, he had to. Glenn Wesley, that puck was spinning. Took it off his foot. A redirect from Cam Neely had to ice it.
Didn't seem like a good play by Neely.
No, it was a little. He wanted a quick redirect. Get somebody moving. Unfortunately, it got away from him and ended up going to Wesley, who was standing still. Then they get right on to Mike Milbury. I wonder if the hair's going to get gray before it's time. Extremely emotional occupation, being a coach. Puts his all into it.
And Bob Sweeney out for the faceoff if he ever gets out there. Mike Milbury doing a superb job of delaying without anybody threatening him. Bob Sweeney takes a long circle before he lines up. Rajicka out there with Neely, Bob Sweeney. Everson on the draw, and he's been the best faceoff man of the night. Cote poised, looking for it, but it goes to Neely. Breaks it out. Long shot, saved by Sidorkovitz. And Ladouceur winding up. And the Bruins able to change up as Neely had fired that in. Nyland trying to keep it in, blocked. And it's back to Ray Bourque. Bourque up the middle now. Nyland breaking. Clearing in. Verbeek runs into him. Cote gets it away to Dineen in the center ice. Breaking now is Everson for Dineen. The Bruins back check. Can't clear it out. Drive by Zalapsky is blocked. He's able to get it, put it in front, knocked away. Pressure by the Whalers, and Zalapsky has created a lot of it. Bruins, nice passing, work it up to Nyland. He makes the clear in, and Mike Milbury makes a change-up. Bruins going to have to keep an eye on Zalapsky.
Oh,
offensive defenseman. And able to move into the play. Everson banged around. Puck at center ice. Zalapsky trying to move on it. Stopped. Galley starts back. Over the line. Drops it. Neely unloads. Blocked in front. Deflected away. And Zalapsky on it. 2-1 the Bruins in the 3rd period. At center ice. Zalapsky, who's everywhere, is intercepted on this one. It's cleared away. Shaw moves it up, looking for Verbeek. He's hit by Weimer. Janney trying to move with it. Can't do it. Whale is Cullen. Verbeek scores! Verbeek ties it at 2 on a setup from John Cullen, who has figured in both goals.
Well, that one certainly was clean. Very few players, your goal scorers in this league, can one-time it like that. Patty Verbeek, floating around, gets Quick shot. Here's Cullen. Breaks loose. Bork, nothing he can do. Nothing Moog can do. Just a perfect shot from Pat Verbeek. With John Cullen, a little peek. I got you. Don't worry. Going to wait. Just going to try to move Bork. Keep him here for you.
John Cullen, very good in traffic at getting the puck free like Janney does. And he got it away from a couple of Bruins to set that up for Verbeek.
No doubt about that. Bruins a little sloppy with it on the far blue line, not looking really. They were changing lines.
The goal, Verbeek from Cullen and Shaw at 1:59 to tie the game at 2. The first goal in the game. That is not a power play goal. And again, long delay before we...
I can't understand this, Fred. There's no need for this.
Evison on the draw. Gets it free.
That'll pick the Hartford Whalers up.
And their fans. Laudasura hammers it in. Neely trying to come back. Can't connect with Janney. 2-2 the score. Twice the Bruins have taken a lead, and twice Hartford's come back. Galley breaks it up. Can't set up a play. Sear wraps it in. Back is Raymond Bork. Not able to clear it out. Shot in, knocked wide by Wesley. Whalers in deep. Poke it free. Cote trying to move in front. Evison gets it. Big stop by Moog. Evison wide open for a quick drive. And the Whalers do pick up the pace. Wesley starts out, and here's Sear and Neely, with Sear on top of Cam Neely as they joust in the Boston zone.
Sear's going on a penalty. See if he can drag Neely with him.
In a 2-2 game, Whalers tying it up in the third period. Neely out, and Neely throws a punch at Dineen.
He won't get anything for that.
It is Boston 2, Hartford 2. Back in a moment. It is a power play for Hartford. The extra penalty goes to Cam Neely. Evison all alone in front.
There's Neely at high stick. Now there's Sear with the high stick and the shove in the throat. Now he's just going to tackle Neely.
So Hartford on a power play, and they have scored a power play goal. And congratulations to Tom Niblick, the president of Cape Cod Properties. That's the Ridge Club, South Sandwich, Cape Cod. Scene of the Tucker Anthony Golf Classic. And Ridge Club open up
Talking
yesterday.
with Clive today. We're going to get that organized pretty soon.
Power play, and Zalapski keeps it in the line. Behind the net, still going with it. Like a fourth forward out there. Cullen's pass deflected away and just cleared out on a diving play by Poulin. Power play for the Whalers. Puck into the Boston corner. Verbeek, Wesley, Hunter. Puck jammed up in a face-off call. 2-2 the score, 1:31 left on Neely's penalty. Buffalo defeated Montreal 5-4, their first win in that series. And so Montreal leads that series 2-1. Boston 2 for 5 in power plays. Hartford 1 for 4, and this is their fifth. Hartford's.
More of a strategy type of game. Both coaches got the teams playing it extremely tight. Hartford more the man-to-man. Boston in the zone. Bouncing pucks. Deflected shots have been the story, save for the one nice clean play. Cullen to Verbeek.
Zalapski and Richards are at the points. Cullen, Hunter, and Verbeek. And Verbeek is quite a left winger. Right-hand shot, and you see the advantage of it.
Bob Sweeney's over trying to get a conversation with Mike Milbury. Mark Vines won't let it happen.
Long delay again. The Bruins are short-handed. 29 seconds into this power play. Bob Sweeney and Cullen. John Cullen has figured in both. And let's see what the call is. Nothing, just
Brad Lazarowicz. Sorry, not Mark Vine, Swede Knox.
And Bob Sweeney wins it.
Letting the players converse.
Boston able to clear it as Wesley fired out. Wesley is on with Bork. Pulling up front with Lazaro. Puck fed in the Boston end. Moog to Bork, and he clears. All the way down to Sidorkovich. 1:05 left on the Hartford power play in a 2-2 game, third period. Zalapsky wasn't ready for the pass. And Cullen starts it again, loses. Poulin gets it from Hunter, goes over the line for a shot, save. Fights for it in deep. Richards spins him down, and Richards starts out. Poulin gets back up, hustles. Lazaro out there too. Bruins more backing up though this time. And Boston trying to clear it. Zalapsky kept it in on a marvelous play. Moves deep, puts it in front, knocked away by Poulin into the corner. Kept in the zone by the Whalers. Hard hit on the boards, and the puck is cleared out by Boston. 24 seconds left, Hartford power play. John Cullen broken up, covered there by Burridge. Here comes Zalapsky again, gets a drop pass, cuts, moves, shoots, save, Moog. Big stop as Zalapsky really was a factor there. And Kevin Dineen keeps it in. Broken up by Burridge. And Burridge drops it out. And Zalapsky has been quite a factor. He had a threatening shot on Moog. 5 minutes into the third period. Puck cleared by Raymond Bork. It seems that he has played most of the third period. 22 minutes of play in the first two periods. In the center ice comes Burridge. Team's at full strength. He penetrates. Shoots. Knocked away by Sidorkovich. Not a hard shot. Whalers break it out. Yake. Coming hard. Gains the line. For Dineen. Beautiful save by Andy Moog. Right skate. Back comes Christian to clear it in. Back goes Cote behind the net. Up for Cunningworth. Intercepted by Nyland. Nyland slides it in. And back for it, Ladasur. Spico checks him. Cote covers for Holik. Not cleared out. Kept in. Bruins trying to move it in front. Loose. Squeako. Stick handling. In for Kental. Shot hit the crossbar. Sidorkovich didn't see it. Kental coming that close. Behind the net, Hodge puts it in front. Cunningworth in good position. Able to clear it away. And the Whalers, Cote ices it.
That was a break for Hartford.
It is. Boston 2, Hartford 2. Back in a moment. It looks as though somebody called a timeout, but I don't think they have. And I think the officials are considering the weather and the ice conditions, and they're saying, let's give them a breather, and that's the reason.
Reaching for it. I mean, really reaching for it, but I don't think that's the case. It's just a little disorganized. A lot of line changes, a lot of jockeying for right winger, for left winger. I want this guy on that guy. And right here as it sneaks through, there's the shot over Sidorkovich's head. Hit the post on the back of the net. Just, obviously when you're screened, just flip that up here. Hodge gets one behind the net. Backhands it right out front. Sidorkovich could have kicked that one in himself. Hartford got a break. If I was Rick Lee, I'd keep Peter Sidorkovich in that net by order, by demand. Do not leave that crease.
Sanderson, the rookie, wins the faceoff in the Hartford zone. Whalers can't clear it. Kept in at the line, and no, they say outside the line.
And pass
back in by Don Sweeney.
Don Sweeney to Nyland.
Rangers 6, Washington 0 final, and the Rangers lead that series 2-1, and that victory was in Washington. Washington won a game at Madison Square Garden to gain the home ice advantage, which they promptly have lost.
Promptly gave right back.
And seldom would they give up 6 goals, but the Rangers had to be flying. This one stands 2-2. Bork and Wesley, the Boston goals on power plays. Hunter right. Puck driven in.
Don Sweeney caught Terry Gregson on the elbow, I believe.
Huda able to clear it out. Broken up. Whalers trying to break. Sanderson fell down over the line, so Boston able to cover. Galley for Bob Sweeney. Off wing side, over the line, leaving for Squeako. He's checked by Sanderson. A puck handed right in front for Galley. Walks in, scores! Sidorkovich handed it to Gary Galley. He moved in, picked his spot, and the Bruins lead 3-2.
Now there's a clean goal by a Bruin, but Peter Sidorkovich really wanted to stop the pass across the crease. He did not believe anybody was in danger. Watch, he's going to just reach out and poke check this away. Doesn't want any Bruins on his right side, so there goes Galley all alone. There's that man-to-man coverage that the Whalers have been into all night long, and they just fan out to take their people. Right there's Petri, Squeako, and Nyland a lot of attention, but nobody on that defenseman in the high slot, Chris. I mean, Gary Galley just snuck in and makes this a pure shot, beats the blocker. Whoa, very happy, but who cares? I can yell on the ice as well as I can standing up.
So Sidorkovich gave that away, and Gary Galley capitalized, but that's a goal scorer's move. Good shot by Galley.
Great shot by Galley. Once again, Peter Sidorkovich, by decree, leave the puck, stay in the net, leave it alone. Don't be fooling with things. Not broken, don't fix it.
And the Bruins regain the lead for the third time. And the oddity of this, the defensemen have scored all the goals.
Yes.
Bork, Wesley, power plays, Galley on that steal. This could be icing. Weimer back. And it is Boston 3, Hartford 2, back in a moment. And a reminder, next game, Game 4 of this series, the Bruins and the Whalers, 7:30 Tuesday on TV 38. The Bruins in front by a score of 3-2. Gary Galley with the score. February 10th, his last goal. But Galley, as you know, is an offensive defenseman and also probably the best body checker. Certainly one of the best on the Boston Bruins.
The Bruins defense have three very good clean hitters back there.
Bork keeps it in for Wesley. Holds. Deep. Misfires. Burridge with it. In front. Shot. Score! As Christian from Burridge makes it 4-2 Boston.
Well, the Hartford Whalers pressing a little bit. Tighten right up. On a giveaway goal, Sidorkovich pokes it away. And they tend to stand still. They're just standing around here. But there's the desperation dive. Goes behind the net. Now it's a broken play. John Cullen, not known for his defensive skills, plays the puck instead of Dave Christian. And you just do not let Dave Christian get it that cleanly in front of the net. But his stick is on the ice to receive the pass. And that's the key. Burridge finds the tape, and bingo, home you go. Big goal for Dave Christian. He starts scoring goals. Look out.
Bruins have 3 shots in the period, and they have 2 goals. And now it is 4-2 Boston, with, as you see, 12:53 left in period number 3.
Nice play and hustle by Randy Burridge, too, to get it to him.
Bork, Poulin, Burridge again. And Poulin rolls it in. Ladouceur winding up. Pass up, bounced off a Whaler into the stands, and a face-off called, and all these delays. We hate to keep harping on them, but it's an extreme advantage to Boston. 18 seconds apart, 2 goals by Galley and by Christian. And Christian set up by Burridge. But all these delays simply allow Ray Bork to play most of the game.
Certainly does, but arguably somebody will be saying, well, that allows their best players to play most of the game too. Only thing is, there's nobody out there as good as Ray Bork. And Cam Neely gets to see some extra ice time.
Wesley is paired with Bork. And the faceoff is inside the Hartford Whalers line. 2 quick goals by Gary Galley and Dave Christian, breaking a 2-2 tie after Verbeek tied it up. On the draw, Cote. It will be all out Whalers. I mean, everybody up. Defenseman
This is when you're a forward. If you're a good forechecking forward and a thinking forward, a Dave Poulin type, you can look to pick off a pass or two, a desperation pass. The Whalers going to play, get it in front of the net hockey, I believe.
Honeyworth trying to center it from the Boston corner. Gets control again. In deep for Yates. Yates can't put it in front. Poulin back to cover. Up the boards. Christian gets it out to Ray Bourque, and Bourque drops it in the zone.
Going to call it icing. Ray Bourque hadn't gained the line by the time Hollick was bothering him. Raymond just wanted to make sure he didn't get checked. Looking for a line change.
11:52 left, and the faceoff will be in the Boston zone. Coming up to the left of Andy Moog. And Pat Verbeek, you'd have to say, and the big rookie have been standout.
Polique is definitely been a concern. Hasn't got any goals or points, but what Verbeek has done is he's getting his points, and I think that's what to look along the bench.
Pat Verbeek had 43 goals on the season. Face-off coming up to the left of Andy Moog. Hartford 22 shots, Boston 16. Evison on the face-off with Hodge. Evison with Sear and Dineen. Cote and Ladouceur. Tucked down and in deep. Dineen hustles in to get it, trying to move it in front. It is broken up by Neely. Neely works it free to center ice. Hodge won that faceoff. Lazaro able to clear it in on Sedorkovic. And Ladouceur starts it back. Evison fires in. Sear going for it. Bruins collide. Galley. Don Sweeney trying to clear it out. Stopped on the boards by Dineen. Dineen checked. Knocked down by Don Sweeney after he kicked it ahead. And
well, they're calling it, the whistle was blown.
Gregson started pointing something out. 11:23 left here, third period. Boston in front 4-2, 2 goals, 18 seconds apart.
That was an offside, Fred. Here's Neely, bumps into Gary Galley. The two of them go down rather heavily. That doesn't happen often. Paul Sear curls away and says, where'd you guys go?
Well, John Pearson talked about the tension of playoff hockey, and you try to do a lot. And
good point. And the tension and
you saw it there.
Yeah, exactly. You try to do
too much.
Too much for too many. You can't do enough for any.
Galley clears it out. Cote winding up. And after him is Lazaro.
Ooh.
And Hodge almost stole on the pass out. But the Whalers break it. And over the line, the shot, a save by Andy Moog. He is hit by a hurdling Whaler who went over top him.
Dean Evison just went right over Moog. Now he's there in the goal crease. Going to try to drag a penalty out of Moog. Moog is looking for a punch. He's punched enough before. Moog isn't worried about Evison.
4-2 Boston, back in a moment. And the big guns, as we look at the fans, 9 minutes into the third period, the big guns out there for the Hartford Whalers, and particularly when they have Zalapsky on defense.
If you're in shape this stage of the season, there's no doubt about it. What you need on the bench to get your wind back is about 15 seconds of deep breathing, get oxygen back into your brain and into your muscles, get things organized. So with these delays, I mean, you could conceivably play the same people all the time. I mean, you can just, I remember Bobby Orr would play 2, 3, 4 shifts in a row. He would lean on his knees and buy himself about 15 seconds, and, you know, maybe you go and change the stick for him. You go over to the bench, change the stick, and take a look at him, and he'll be fresh as a daisy. So
Zalapsky lost it at center ice, broken up by Nyland now and cleared in deep. Skriko is moving quickly on Shaw. Around into center ice. It is poked back to Don Sweeney, over to Galley, into center ice. Zalapsky hit, gets it across for Cullen. Cullen is bumped by Galley, one of the best body checkers around. Didn't get all of them, but stepped right into him.
Gary Galley, nice clean hitter, turning the other cheek, leading the way really in that department. Gary Galley no one's hit any harder. Ray Bourque has leveled a few people. Neely has. Galley doing it clean. Gets his job done, knocks him down, moves away.
3 of the 4 Bruins goals scored by defensemen, Bork and Wesley on a power play, and Janney assisted in both of them. And Gary Galley with a steal, an unassisted goal. 18 seconds later, Burridge set up Christian. Cullen, Verbeek, Hunter, Bob Sweeney on the faceoff.
Evan Marquardt leaning over the bench, having a few choice words for Pat Verbeek.
Whalers up to 23 shots. The Bruins with 16, but they have scored in 2 out of 3 in the 3rd period. Shaw wraps it in. All the way around. Bork clearing around, looking for Wesley. It is checked. Squeako there. Bob Sweeney. Bork. Now for Nyland. Center ice. Gains the line. Puts it in front. Stopped by Zalapski. Bruins check, keep it in. Bob Sweeney along the line. Hooked down on the play. And Gregson lets that go. Bob Sweeney back up. Trying to rush in on Shaw. Goes in and scores on a one-hander. Bob Sweeney makes it 5-2 Boston with a great rush and a one-hand shot.
What it was a tremendous standing still burst of speed. Sweeney realizes that Shaw has no momentum going for him either. And Bobby just says, all right, blow outside with the reach. Now when Cullen loses the puck here by Nyland, hits him, takes him out of the play. Bob's a little top along the blue line. Now watch when he goes, there he gets swept down. It bounces out. It's going to get knocked back to Sweeney, who stops it with his foot. They're both standing still. Bob goes way wide outside. Zalapski a little late and slow. But Sudirkowicz never kept the legs on the ice. What a shame for Peter Sudirkowicz, but what a hustle by Bob Sweeney. Right there, a well-deserved thank you. Great goal that was.
Nyland it was who got it up to him again after he had been knocked down, pulled down on the play. And the Whalers trying to come back. They're offside. We have 9:46 left here in the 3rd period as Bob Sweeney got that goal.
How many people are at home saying, well, now it's going to get dirty. Now it's going to get ugly. The Whalers keep their cool. They have come back on the Bruins before, but
Pittsburgh 3, New Jersey 2. Ken London, our producer, informs me, with 10 minutes left. 5-2 Boston. The Bruins, after Verbeek tied it up, have 3 straight goals. Bork gets it up to Christian, who scored a fine one from Burridge. Christian center ice drops it in wide of Sudirkowicz. Back goes Richards.
He was not doing anything fancy.
Richards.
Just hard work.
Can't get free. Bruins kicked it. It goes up to Krieger. And the Whalers break it out. Ray Bork breaks up the play.
Glenn Wesley is just playing an outstanding hockey game.
Wesley cleared it up to the line. Poulin there. And the Bruins drive it in the zone. 9 minutes left 3rd period. 5-2 Boston. The last goal was Bob Sweeney from Nyland. Rushing now, Holik. Trying to do it alone. He overskates it. Bruins break it out. Hodge coming with Lazaro. Clear in deep. Nyland moving for it behind the net. Lazaro gets it in front. Shot and a save. Sudirkowicz. What a chance for Weimer. Wesley, rather. And it is Boston 5, Hartford 2. Back in a moment.
Quickly, got a good, solid, rock-solid defenseman, really. Not the glamorous type. Zalapski certainly leading that parade. Got a cast of pretty good forwards. One question mark was his goaltending. Would Peter Sudirkowicz be able to hold the fort? He's been injured, coming back off of that. Okay, Whitmore, Darrell Ray have been playing well in spot duty.
He's out for the season.
Yeah.
Darrell Ray.
So he has goaltender problems, is what I was saying.
Zalapski starts it away. Behind the play, a jam. Here is McKenzie flattening Chris Nyland. Let's see what comes of this.
He just cuffed Nyland, drew the penalty. McKenzie's in the box. I don't know if Nyland's going for any. McKenzie might go for 4. They already had one. There it is.
One. Oh, well,
just takes a little bit of a dive. Well, now what are you going to call? How many did he give him?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. So Nyland does his job. He draws the first one. McKenzie foolishly punches him and draws a second one. You're down 3 goals.
And just under 8 minutes left.
8 minutes left. They have the Whalers have come back on the Bruins prior to this season and do that.
Boston 5, Hartford 2. Back in a moment. And Doug Brown tied up that game against Pittsburgh, former Boston College star, 3-3 that score. Here we have the shots. Hartford 23, Boston 19. The Bruins scored on 3 of their first 4 shots in the third period.
And that's what we had mentioned prior to the series starting. The big question mark on the whole thing, effort aside, toughness aside, goal scoring aside, was the ability to defend the goal in the Hartford end of the rink. Peter Sudurkiewicz has tremendous potential, but hasn't realized it yet.
I got to tell you, though, he made the mistake when he gave it to Galley. That's his error, but the shot by Galley was a goal-scoring goal, and the one by Christian right to the corner. Bob Sweeney's, you might put a question mark on that one. And the Bruins on the power play, and Raymond Bourque has played most of the game. Moving it, but for Boston's concern, just don't let any breakaways. That's all.
Like this.
Like this. Fortunately, it's a defenseman, Cote.
And it's Bourque back there.
But do not go so. Be very careful. Here comes Janney. He has 2 assists. He is broken up.
Now Janney's lone man back. See, there's a smart play. Give it up early. You force the checker to fall off you. You cannot go out there finishing your check when people move the puck quickly. The Bruins started to do that a little bit better in the third period. They got the chances.
Kental on the power play. Goes deep. They back off him. He holds it. Wants to be careful. Try to drop it in front. Blocked. Hodge around the boards. Kental wants to get back on defense to his right point position, which is being covered by Janney. Everson works it free. Everson starts it out. Gets a pass off a lot of Sir. Was stopped at the line by Jim Weimer. Stepped right in. Bruins clear it around, but not out.
Penalty, Hartford. High sticking, boarding. Dean Everson, stupid penalty.
Oh, that's 2 terrible penalties by Hartford.
Give him roughing.
6:20 left in the third period. The Bruins lead 5-2. 2:28 left on the 2 penalties against McKenzie.
Here you go. Kental going in the corner. Now he knows he's going to get hit, so he moved it quickly. Everson throws the elbow a little high. Bruins showing good restraint. He's going, getting silly here. Gave it to him for charging. I used to like that penalty. Charging penalty was an aggressive penalty.
How about the restraint of Nyland there when McKenzie ran
Excellent.
out of...
He said that in the paper. Everybody kind of on him for that last game of the season. And Chris said, well, no, this is what you kind of just get things started here. In a game like that where it means nothing, you want to get people aggravated at you or looking for you. And then when you get in the playoffs, maybe you could draw some penalties. Excellent example of how it worked for him.
Now it is a 2-man advantage for Boston with 6:20 left in the third period, and the Bruins in front 5-2, breaking it open with 3 goals. Galley, unassisted. Christian from Burridge. Bob Sweeney from Nyland.
Bruins got a 2-man advantage here. They really want to do something with this.
Wesley goes in deep. Checked by Huda. Neely pries it loose for Bourque. Cross for Janney. Janney taking his time. Now to Raymond Bourque. Played most of the third period. Wesley, Bourque, shot, saves Sudurkiewicz. Just got the right pad on it. 2-man advantage for Boston, leading 5-2. Score by Janney from Neely. A power play goal to make it 6-2.
Nice movement there. What it was everybody was waiting for Cam Neely to set up over there on the right side, our left side face-off circle. So Durkowitz is right, but Neely made the play. Janney one-times it. Excellent movement by the Bruins. Here's Neely over on the boards, waiting for the open play. Throws in the front. Nobody picks up Janney. Richards a little lax there, but when you got two men open, I mean...
Two-man advantage.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why they didn't pick him
This
up.
really works well. This is kind of what Mike Milbury would draw on the chalkboard. That's perfect.
That's 3 power play goals for the Bruins as they lead it 6-2. 5:42 left.
Now this was really, for 18 seconds, a 2-2 hockey game. And then all of a sudden the roof fell in on the Hartford Whalers.
A couple of quick goals, so that's for Boston, their 3rd power play. The Whalers have won. That was by Hunter, tied the game at 1. Bork gave Boston a 1-0 lead. Hunter tied it. Wesley made it 2-1. Verbeek in the second made it 2-2. Verbeek in the third, I'm sorry. And then it was Galley, Christian, Bob Sweeney, Janney, who has a goal and 2 assists. A power play goal by Craig Janney.
Ooh.
Whalers drive it in, shorthanded. Puck chopped around. Ray Bork stays out on the power play. What a performance by the Boston captain on a warm night in Hartford. Cunneyworth intercepts on Bork, and Bork goes banging into Cunneyworth.
Heyman was waiting for Cunneyworth for a while.
Shot by Cote, deflected wide. 1:15 left on McKenzie's penalty. We got 2, you'll recall. Bruins controlling it. They have the power play goal. Out it around, and Janney with it.
Wesley protected the puck well there. He knew it, just kind of eating it.
Galley trying to keep it in, can't do it. On a 2-on-1 break. Yake open. Scores! Short-handed to make it 6-3. Galley pressed to keep it in, couldn't do it. And Yake scores short-handed with 4:39 left.
The Whalers get one short-handed. Now, Fred, if you could think back and think to yourself, you don't pick up that 4-minute minor, give up the 6th one.
Krieger to Yake.
Nice play right here, just slides it underneath. Weimer just couldn't get a stick on it. When it goes underneath your hand's going to keep the shaft of your stick off the ice. Underneath it.
And the Whalers are still short-handed with Cullen and Verbeek out there as penalty killers. Fire it down. Back is Galley.
What the Bruins don't want to do here is get sloppy. Like that.
Weimer clearing. And
not a time to ice.
Icing. At 29 seconds left on McKenzie's penalty. It is Boston 6, Hartford 3. Back in a moment. And we have 4:21 left. Yake that goal, shorthanded from Krieger and Ladouceur. It came at 15:21.
Andy Moga almost caught that. He got a hand on it.
Zalapsky keeps it in, shorthanded, intercepted by Wesley as he tried to make the play in front. Wesley for Bork, for Bob Sweeney, who scored a big goal. Getting up off the ice to do it. Works it for Squeako. Squeako trying to cut in, can't do it. Check, penalty on Hartford. This is unbelievable. Bork takes his time. McKenzie is out of the box. Tries to run at Wesley and get another one with one coming up anyway on Hartford. 3:47 left. And Gregson is just calling him.
Well, what he's saying is I don't want it to get ugly. I want the stupid stuff out of the way. Here's Verbeek. There's the slash.
Wow, that's
caught Squeako in the mouth.
Utter frustration. 5 minutes.
cut him.
Well, talk about dumbness and stupidity. I mean, the Whalers self-destructed here after the Bruins took a hefty lead.
Well, that's frustration, too. A lot of times.
Ed Johnston just walked by us, and
oh, he won't be too happy.
His chin was right down around his knees.
Right here, there's just, it's silly. I mean, they scored a goal, and to make it 6-3, they don't give up the power play goal, and I mean, you're still in the hunt. I know it's a terrible uphill battle, but get these chippy penalties. Really foolish. And the Bruins, what does it prove? Now the ice, it's going to be all the stuff on the ice now. But a very slow game. You know, not like in the Garden where it was just up and down and hitting and checking and working. A lot of pauses.
Weather.
Yeah, you're really giving it to weather, right?
And Jerry Cheevers says Mike Milbury. He said he's been a master of delay.
Okay, then I like that better. I'll go with that strategy.
Well, I think that's been a factor too. But the key is Gregson. Gregson could set the pace.
Oh, he could definitely blow the whistle, get it done. What I've done when I played many times, if you weren't at the face-off circle,
drop the puck.
They dropped it without you. You do that once.
Bruins are on a power play. 5-minute major. Rest of the game, they'll have the advantage. Off for Neely. Janney back to Neely save. Boy, had a good chance there. Sidorkovich made a big stop. Ray Bourque, Bruins with 3 power plays in the game. Takes a weird bounce. Whalers trying to cover it. Hodge trying to keep it in. It's back at the point to go Wesley, right side. Wesley up the boards. Bruins battle. Keep it in. Hodge gets it to Wesley. Wesley over to Bourque. 6-3 Boston. Neely flipping it. Plays the off-wing side on the power play. Wesley to Bourque. Back to Wesley. No rush for Boston. In the Hodge. Trying to set up Janney. Broken up by Cote. Can't clear it out. Now it goes to Janney behind the net. Didn't have good control. Gets it. Hodge knocked it down. Trying to jam it in. Almost did. Puck back to Wesley. Holds. Now looking for a deflection for Hodge. Didn't work. Neely chops it in. Hodge. Janney. Back to the left point to Ray Bourque. Good power play. 8th power play. The Bruins are 3 for 7. We have 2:30 left. And Ray Bourque can take tomorrow off. He has just about played the 3rd period.
A lot of in this heat, there will be a tremendous weight loss on your bigger players.
Bourque looking for Christian. Doesn't work. 6-3 Boston. 2:10 left. And the Bruins regain the home ice advantage with the victory as Gallio scored the big goal. Sidorkovich gave it away to him, and he converted it as he moved in with a good wrist shot. Poulin battling with Christian to keep it in. Quintal back. His pass up is stopped by Sanderson. Can't clear it out. Squeako with it.
Quintal was going back at Cunninworth.
And the penalty here with 1:48 left. Impressive performance by the Boston Bruins in the 3rd period.
Pittsburgh Penguins beat the New Jersey Devils 4-3. It's a final. Recchi scored with 50 seconds left.
But the Devils have given them quite a time.
Oh, Devils are playing well. Mike Milbury got to be happy with the result. Dave Poulin just had enough. Popped back in the corner. A couple of stick. A little spear and a slash. So Poulin decided to get a little bit edgy.
So we have matching penalties with 1:48 left. And the Hartford one is a major against Verbeek. All academic with a 6-3 Boston lead. 6 different players scoring. Craig Janney a goal and 2 assists to lead the attack for Boston. And the Bruins with 3 power plays. And Mike Milbury has to be happy with that. The last one, a power play goal by Janney with a 2-man advantage. Steal by Lazaro. Couldn't control it. He would have walked in alone on that one. Well positioned in the zone, in the corner. Lazaro trying to come off the corner. Try to stuff it. Goes to the side of the net. Sedorkovitz ties it up.
Come off Lazaro's knee, and what he did is he brought his leg up to block it. I think it catches the knee pad. Bounced right to Sedorkovitz.
Bruins up to 23 shots. The Hartford Whalers have 25. But the big story for the Bruins, sharpshooting. They scored on 4 shots. They had 3 goals.
Andy Moog and Stefan Cantal, a little talking, a little conversation.
Gary Galley. 3 defensemen have scored for Boston. Wesley, Bork, and Galley. Wesley and Bork power plays.
They want a big threat out here in your fourth side is Zarley Zalapski. I think he's the one that Andy Moog doesn't want anybody to let him get loose.
Bork is not out on the ice. How about that? Cantal breaks it up at center ice. Batted around into the Hartford zone. Back for it goes Shaw. 1:10 left in the game. 6-3 Boston. The Whalers came out very strong and sharp early. Hit the Bruins. Skated well. Driving. The Bruins got the first goal and the Whalers went rather flat after that. Whalers had 5 shots early and then very few in the rest of that first period. Less than a minute left.
We're still a 2-2 hockey game. It's early in the third period.
A heavy hit on Cantal.
Has laid out 3 checks. He's laid out Bobby Hollick twice. Holik, I'm sorry.
And he got a couple of good rights in on Holik. This, of course, is for game number 4.
Yeah, the way the Hartford Whalers have been playing, Cantal switched hands on him.
Oh, Cantal outpointing him, the big guy.
Couple of good fights.
6'3", 6'4". More lefts in. Holik is hanging on, backing him up. Separated now, a clear-cut Cantal victory there as Holik took him on, and all this with 35 seconds left. You do score a fight with points, don't you? Punches. Nothing to hurt Holik, but
oh no, I know a lot of people think that a lot of times it's tough to get one in, but I'll tell you, when you've been hit standing on skates, you know you've been hit. It isn't like when you're standing on your feet and you can move with it and give with it. It's just like you're...
In the old days, 6-team league, some of the very best fighters didn't have to fight at all. Ed Sanford for the Bruins was marvelous. He wiped out Dickie Moore once, and I'll tell you, nobody... And Red Kelly, who played with Toronto and Detroit, nobody took on Red.
But that was always been the adage. It's just, you come in as a youngster, you establish yourself with the Dukes. I can go left or right, which way you want to go, or do you want to play hockey? Yeah, it's your way. And as you become a veteran, the youngsters then say back off. But now, Teddy Green had a philosophy when I played. He said, listen, you should go twice around the circuit, right? Fight all the tough guys. He said, after that, keep your reputation alive. He said, beat up the wimps. He said, but beat them up real good. And he said, and that perpetuates the myth. I remember one night, Larry Jeffries, he took. I was a clean player, Larry Jeffries. Right, Fred, you just give me an eyeball roll, right? Larry, nice guy. But he said to me on the bench one night, he says, no, I'll show you what I mean. Went over and grabbed Larry Jeffries, hit him 2 lefts, knocked him out cold, and nobody would go near Teddy Green. Tough man.
But Ed Sanford, talented player, but had the knack of fighting. There is a knack.
Yes, there is.
There's a knack. Some have it, some don't.
Glenn Wesley is,
I would say
as
Holik
courageous
does not.
and as tough as anybody. Holik does not. He's Czechoslovakian. They don't fight that often. Glenn Wesley is not a fighter. He's a tough, solid, stand-up hitting defenseman. He doesn't have the knack to fight. It's something you can learn to survive, but I don't think you're going to learn to be very good at it unless you feel the ability to fight.
Remember Keith Magnuson? He took boxing lessons.
He was
wiped out a few times.
He took lessons, karate, everything. He was 1 for 68. Wow. Bobby Orr beat him one night in a 3-rounder in Chicago.
Burridge and Lazaro tip it in near Sedorkovitz, and that's it. 8 seconds left. Puck cleared down. And the Bruins with a... Oh, wait a minute.
No, it went into the Bruins bench. Chris Nyland throws to fan the puck.
4 seconds left. They call an offside pass. Gregson would have been smart to swallow the whistle there, or the linesman too, and
yes, very, very wise, Fred. I thought that myself.
Disgruntled
Let it
fans
run out.
throwing
Let
papers.
it run out. Now you're going to have this. What you should do is just drop the puck and nobody go for it.
4
Like football. You know, get that.
irrelevant seconds.
Yeah, I've never. That is the NFL has to do something about that. Letting it wind down like that. You should have to execute the play or something. It's just.
And that cheer, the Bruins fans, they're about all that's left. The Hartford Whaler fans went home. A salute to Andy Moog. A very solid game from Moog.
An excellent game for Andy Moog.
Bruins breaking it open with 2 goals in 18 seconds apart in the third period by Galley and by Christian. The final score, Boston 6, Hartford 3. Derek and I will be right back with the Delta recap.
Line leaping, catch by Rivera. Now wants the strikeout. And the throw not in time. Nobody's going to get to that ball unless they're standing in Kenmore Square. Sean McDonough along with Bob Montgomery.
Award. Tonight, nobody did better than Gary Galley. In the third period with the game tied at 2, Whalers goalie Peter Sidorkiewicz handed the puck to Galley, and he converted. Galley's goal gave the Bruins a lead they never relinquished. In recognition of this outstanding performance, Baybank will donate a check for $100 to the United Way in the name of Gary Galley. Baybank, nobody does it better. Recap is brought to you by Delta Airlines. We love to fly, and it shows. Here once again, Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson.
Okay, no argument. Gary Galley, player of the game with a key goal. I mean, the puck came to him, and he made sure of it, Derek.
And not often is he in that spot, but he's getting a knack for getting those big playoff goals. Gary Galley played an excellent game back to the blue line. He hit people, moved the puck well, moved it quickly, taunted some Whalers into some extracurricular physical stuff, and stayed cool himself. An excellent game by Gary Galley.
And Glenn Wesley, one of the stars, along with Craig Janney. How they could pass up Raymond Bork is beyond me, but that's a different level for
right,
Bork.
you get Raymond every night. That would be the case. Glenn Wesley's been playing great hockey for 3 games in the playoffs, continuing for 3 months in the season. Just excellent defensive work by the Bruins defense.
And Ken London, our producer here for TV 38 from the Hartford Civic Center. A solid victory for Boston. They have the home ice advantage now. We'll see you back here Tuesday night. The final score 6-3. Here's Gene.
Okay, Fred and Derek, thank you very much. Time for us once again to honor our Budweiser player of the game. Several qualified candidates tonight. You heard Fred and Derek talk about a few of them. Glenn Wesley, Ray Bork, Andy Moog. But tonight, we decided to honor Boston Bruins' Craig Janney. Janney had a goal and 2 assists tonight. So, Craig Janney, for all you do, this Bud's for you. We'll be back with some final thoughts and a check of the NHL scoreboard when we come back in just a moment. So the Bruins take Game 3 and now lead the best-of-7 series 2-1. Tonight's final score, Boston 6 and the Hartford Whalers 3. Taking a final look now at the NHL playoff scoreboard from the Wales Conference tonight. All the other series, like the Boston-Hartford series, standing at 2-1. Leads for the, well, 2-1, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, Buffalo beat Montreal 5-4. Get it straight, Gene, will you? Mike Ramsey, the game-winning goal. The Canadiens lead that series now 2-1. And the Patrick division, the New York Rangers, all over Washington tonight. The shutout, 6-0 the final. Bernie Nichols, a couple of goals in that contest. The Rangers lead that series 2-1. And Pittsburgh, with a 4-3 win over New Jersey. Mark Recchi scored the game-winning goal with just 50 seconds left, his second goal of the night. 4-3 the final. Pittsburgh now leads New Jersey 2-1 in that best-of-7 Patrick Division semifinal. Once again, the final score from the Hartford Civic Center, the Boston Bruins 6 and the Hartford Whalers 3. For Fred Cusick, Derek Sanderson, John Pearson, and all of us here at TV 38, I'm Gene Levanchi. Thanks for joining us, and have a good night, everybody. Boston Bruins hockey on TV 38 has been brought to you in part by the 9X Yellow Pages. If it's out there, it's in here. By Budweiser. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By DHL Worldwide Express, delivering packages and documents faster to more of the world. By Baybank, introducing the card with new Express Check. Now you can shop by check without writing a check. By New England Telephone. We're the one for you, New England. New England Telephone. And by your local participating McDonald's restaurant for good food and great value. Join us again Tuesday night as the Bruins face off against the Hartford Whalers in Game 4 of the Adams Division semifinals at 7:30. Stay tuned for Sports Beat. This has been a TV 38 sports presentation.